Coming to you live tonight, it's Sports Shooting Stars with Todd Edwards. My broadcast partner, Dew Jones, is here in the booth, and we are moments away from the York High Bearcats entering the playing field here tonight as they play host to the Southwestern Mustangs of Hanover. A big matchup tonight, Dew, between two D1 schools in YIAA.
Yeah, it's week 9 in the YIAA. You know, it's getting down to the wire as far as the regular season, and these two teams are having a great season so far, with York High at 5-2 and Southwestern at 6-2. And right now, it's all coming to a head down here at Smallsville.
It is, and it's a big matchup tonight. The cheerleaders decked out in their pink shirts tonight for York High. And we'll just let you savor the moments right now as the Bearcats are about ready to enter the playing field.
And you can see the smoke there. They come out to somewhat of an affair, somewhat of a flare, I meant to say, when they come out on the field, which I really like.
A little wrestling style here.
Absolutely.
How about it, you know?
And Ty, you know all about the wrestling.
Yes, I know.
You're the man when it comes to the wrestling. So tonight, let's talk a little bit about Southwestern, what they need to do to win, some of their key players. You know, coming into the game, I have Southwestern down. You know, their next game actually is against Spring Grove, which is going to be another tough battle for them. But their main guys, their quarterback, number 8, Max Weisensell. He has over 1,549 yards passing. Southwestern only lost to Dallastown this year, earlier in the season, 20-14, and then they lost to Central back-to-back games, 30-28. So, you know, their losses pretty much came early in the season. They've hit their stride so far in the regular season, Todd.
And this is a big test tonight. Southwestern's defense only giving up an average of 14 points. This York High Bearcat team comes in tonight offensively, averaging 45 points a game. What gives tonight, Dew, in this matchup between the offense of York High and the defense of Southwest?
Well, Southwestern hangs their hat on their defense, and, you know, York High hangs their hat on their offense. So it's going to be a really interesting matchup because you know York High can outscore pretty much any team when they come up, but their defense has not been playing complimentary football so far this, in this season. And tonight will be a great opportunity to see York High play great defense and also show that high-octane offense.
The key, I believe, for Southwestern is stopping or at least trying to contain number 4, Jaheem White, the D1 prospect going to West Virginia University next season.
You also want to add that Southwestern is number 3 in the Division I. They're in third place currently.
This contest is being held under guidelines established by the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. It is the responsibility of every participant and spectator to exemplify good sportsmanship and fair play. Any person who by the actions or conduct interferes with this event or violates the YAIAA Code of Conduct will be asked to leave the stadium. The presence and/or the use of balloons, whistles, and/or portable listening devices without headphones are prohibited. Spectators are prohibited from removing their shirts and/or using body paint while in attendance. The principal, athletic director, coaches, team physicians, team trainer, players in uniform, managers, ball holders, and statisticians.
And Dew, we're moments away from the playing of our national anthem here at Smalls Athletic Field. A beautiful night for football here in downtown York.
For the playing of our high school alma mater, followed by our national anthem.
There you have it, sports fans, the playing of our national anthem, courtesy of the York High Bearcat Band here in attendance tonight. And we thank you for tuning in to Sports Shooting Stars this Friday night as we bring the game to you tonight as the Southwestern Mustangs travel here to downtown York at Smalls Athletic Field. Big matchup. And, of course, want to remind the fans next week we'll be back here at Smalls Athletic Field to close out the regular season broadcast schedule as Central York Panthers invade Smalls Athletic Field to take on the York High Bearcats. But first things first, a battle of the Mustangs and the Bearcats tonight here, Dew.
Yeah, we're only moments away from kickoff, and we have Tyler Stoney in the booth here tonight. Give us some tidbits a little bit about Southwestern and, you know, what you think the game plan is and a little bit of the storyline coming into the game.
Well, obviously, this is the first time Southwestern has been featured on Sports Shooting Stars in its 7-year history. So congratulations. You know, we're honored to have them tonight on our broadcast. We'd like to thank all the sponsors. But I want to talk about the Southwestern team. 4 games this season, they've held their opponents to under 10 points per game. They have a solid defense. In the interior, they got Gavin Mullins, big number 66, and number 61, Aiden Wasaki, all right? He's a junior. He's one of the better pass rushing defensive tackles in the state, in my opinion. He's 235, but he is a heavyweight, and he comes in with force. York High, they're going to have to run the ball, but they're going to come in with the game plan they always have. Give the ball to Jaheem White, keep it going, run it behind this big offensive line, and then spread Southwestern out and take some deep shots downfield. Southwestern is a little shorter in the secondary. York High is going to try to take advantage of that tonight and throw up a lot of one-on-one balls to their bigger receivers.
Tyler, it should be an exciting matchup tonight. Thanks for the insight. Bearcats look as if they'll be receiving the ball here to kick things off here.
And let's watch to see if there's going to be a fake at the beginning of this game, because York High has changed their returners around right before the kickoff. But I'm going to give it back to Dew here, and let's have fun on this Friday night, all right, guys?
Yep, enjoy it.
Absolutely, Tyler.
Number 13, Jackson Ryan. Number 19, Cade Baumgardner. Number 22, Cohen Bowles.
Special teams units on the field here, and we are just seconds away from kickoff.
Number 61, Aiden Waisaki.
Back to receive the ball for York High, well, number 4, Jaheem White. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a D1 commit to the West Virginia University.
And as we said before, York High is averaging over 45 points per game, but they're also giving up 32 points per game. So tonight should be a matchup that's going to be very intriguing and interesting as far as Southwestern and their defense and York High and their offense.
Just a quick note, Jaheem White's amassed 649 yards rushing and 11 touchdowns, plus a pick 6 on defense in his last 2 games alone. Interesting tonight to see what Jaheem White will do against this Mustangs team. Kick to the up man, that's number 1, David Ward.
Number 1, David Ward. Bearcats set up first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And now your offensive starters for your York High.
And this will be the offensive series. First offensive series here for the York High Bearcats, Dew.
And you want to keep an eye on number 4, Jaheem Florida White, and also number 1, the wide receiver, David Ward, having a great sophomore season so far. One of our breakout stars in our Sports Shooting Stars top list, and Jaheem being the number 1 player in our power rankings.
In motion, David Ward. They give to number 4, Jaheem White. Not much running room there. Tackled by a host of defenders.
And there's a lot of other people for York High that we can mention as well. Sam Stoner breaking all the records, passing records, quarterback for York High. You also have Quentin Price, number 9, also plays defensive back.
4-yard pickup for Jaheem White. Bring up a 2nd down and 6. On the 21-yard line of the Bearcats. In motion, Jaheem White. Stoner back, a quick drop. And caught by number 1, David Ward. Close to the first down marker there, Dew.
Tackled by number 24, Luca Di Renzo, and number 4, Robbie Sterner.
Southwest in their white jersey tops, York High in their blue jersey tops, and that is a first down on that reception.
That's a good first down for York High. 2 plays and got the first. With the ball at the 27-yard line.
You mentioned, Dew, earlier, Sam Stoner, the all-time passing leader at York High, and Jaheem White, the all-time rushing leader for the Bearcats. In motion, Ward. They give to Jaheem White right up the middle.
White carry.
And right off the bat, Yurkai is testing that defense from Southwestern, seeing what they have up front there, and see if they can push him back and get some yardage for Jaheem White. Once Jaheem White gets to the outside, it's pretty much, a foot race. But right now, they're testing that inside middle, and I like to see Yurkai's game plan so far in this game.
First down, Bearcats.
A tackle there by the Mustangs defense. Aiden Wisaki, we're going to call his name a lot. One of the defensive players to keep an eye on for Southwestern. Pass incomplete.
Stoner's pass intended for number 12, Omarion Newsom, falls incomplete.
Pass was intended to Omarion Newsom. Incomplete. Bring up a 2nd down and 10 with 10:13 to go. We're scoreless early here from Smalls Athletic Field.
And Omarion Newsom, he's listed at 6'6". He's a tight end. He's a big target. He's still a little bit raw. Coming along this season, he's still going to be a really good player. He's making some good plays. Right there, he dropped the ball, but keep an eye on Omarion Newsom.
There's Jaheem White with the carry, looking for running room. And you can see early due right now, the Southwestern defense very intent on containing Jaheem White.
Absolutely. He's a guy you can't stop. As you said earlier, you can only hope to contain him. So, he's usually a guy that gets 3 to 4 touchdowns per game. So if you can limit him to about two touchdowns, and that's a plus factor for your defense.
Montrez Jackson in motion. In and out of the hands of David Ward.
And that was a quick play.
And brings up a 4th down now for the York High Bearcats.
4th down for York High, and it's in their best interest to kick the ball away and see what their defense is going to bring to the table. And as we said before, we're looking for York High to play complementary football this particular game. Defense and offense, we want them to play well and complement each other. And this is one of those games we're going to see what York High has.
Sam Stoner back to punt the ball. A high punt by Sam and a fair catch.
Punt is fair, caught by number 5,
Carson Trone with a fair catch.
9:26
to go here in the first quarter, and a scoreless contest so far.
Southwestern did a great job. We talk a lot about their defense and what they can do on the defensive end. And right there, they give York High a quick, not a 3 and out, but York High didn't have the ball that long, and they punted it away. Now we get a chance to watch Southwestern and see what they had to offer. A lot of fans don't get a chance to watch Southwestern. They're located in southern Pennsylvania.
Yeah, out in the Hanover, the 17331 area code, or zip code, and we welcome them aboard.
We bring the game to you.
As quarterback Max Wisensail back in shotgun formation.
Counter. That's a great job.
And a nice tackle.
For the Mustangs is number 12, Max Wisensail.
And Southwestern has to come into this game with a couple of tricks up their sleeve. They got to do some misdirections and, just really keep York High on their toes. They're coming in playing at York High's field, which is very tough to win here. So they got to come in with all the pizzazz that they have and, really put it on the table.
Well, that was Cohen Bull with a carry there, a 1-yard pickup.
And that's their leading rusher for the team, Colin Bull, for the Mustangs.
Wisensail back. Caught. Far side out to the 40. Number 22, Cohen Bull with the reception.
Pass is complete to number 22, Cohen Bull.
And it looks like that's close to the markers there. And it is a first down for Southwestern.
And that's a nice rollout play to their running back. He gets a lot of yards after the catch, Colin Bull.
Well, I have a feeling we may be calling his name throughout this game tonight. Cohen Bull, number 22 for Southwest. The quarterback keeper by right up the middle, Max Wisensail, near midfield.
And you got to expect Southwestern game plans to chew up the clock. Hold the ball as much as they can. They know York High can put up, like I said, they're leading the league in points as far as, averaging over 45 points per game. So they want to chew up that clock. You don't want to give York High too many opportunities. You want to make that defense tired and just keep chewing up and, ground and pound game pretty much.
Ball at the 47-yard line of Southwestern. Oh, almost.
Get on the ball. Go,
And there, I believe that's alive.
And that's a
Picks up and
touchdown.
touchdown by number 99.
And that was a great alert play for York High on their defense. And we just talked about York High's defense. They need to have a spark, and that's a spark that they need.
Fumble recovery for a touchdown by number 90, Matthew Parker.
That was Matthew Parker.
Number 90, Matthew Parker.
Yes, a 37-yard fumble recovery for the senior.
And that's a great way.
Just like that. Dude,
Absolutely.
A defensive touchdown. Kind of a scoop and score there. How about it?
And as we say, that was a great defensive play. You know, Matthew had his hands up, tipped the ball, had enough, you know, conscious to pick up the ball, running in for a touchdown. Everybody pretty much stopped, but he knew the ball was still in play. Great job for number 90.
90, Matthew Parker.
And there's a flag somewhere on the field.
Yes.
Maybe excessive.
Ball. Unsportsmanlike. Penalty on the kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike. It may have been obsessive celebrating, or you know, something was said that, you know, the referees didn't care for. And here York High is going for two. As we know, they do not kick the ball for extra points. They go for two.
Two-point conversion
quite often.
Attempt. Stoner in shotgun formation.
That's good.
Caught for the 2 points. Amarian Newsom
Conversion try is good.
with the 2-point conversion, and your score
Making
with
the score,
7:55 to go. York
Bearcats
High 8, Southwestern 0.
Mustangs 0.
Exactly what York High needed to come out here in the first quarter. Let their defense make plays. We know about York High's offense, but their defense is pretty much their Achilles heel. But tonight so far, their defense made a big-time play with a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
And you can't emphasize that enough when you're able to score on your defense or special teams play. And tonight, right now, York High with a defensive score, courtesy of Matthew Parker, a 37-yard fumble recovery. And initially, it looked like the ball was incomplete, but there was no whistle blown.
No whistle
They
blown.
played right through.
And coaches tell you that. Play to the whistle.
Yes.
You know, you don't hear a whistle, keep on playing. And Matthew Parker did exactly that, number 90 for York High. About a 42-yard run? Or
37.
37-yard run.
37-yard.
And now that penalty is being assessed to the kickoff against York High for unsportsmanlike conduct. And you can see the cheerleaders, the fans can't see, the cheerleaders are doing some push-ups. I think they do push-ups after the touchdowns from York High.
Eight of them, right? Ball will be set up at the 45-yard line of Southwestern. Sam Stoner getting ready to kick it off.
Offsides.
And a
Not
flag
sure.
thrown.
Another flag out there on the field, Todd.
We're awaiting word here with 7:55 to go.
And what's the mentality that Southwestern has right now with having a big play like that for York High's defense? You still want to stay aggressive. I believe their game plan was pretty good so far. And, you know, that little slip up, York High really benefited and, you know, made the most of their opportunities.
It's time to regroup your Southwestern, and you have plenty of time. I mean, we're 7:55 to go here in the opening quarter.
Plenty of time. That's exactly how they have to. Exactly how they have to look at it.
There's no panic here. Yeah,
one play at a time. If I'm mistaken, I still see some flags out there on the field. I'm not sure they picked up.
Well, they're moving it back 5 yards to the.
Now the referee's picking up
midfield,
the flag. I've seen two flags sitting out there on the field, and now he's picking them up.
Being told, they were offsides on that kickoff.
Sam Stoner,
For the Mustangs, number 1.
the kicker, also the quarterback for York High.
On to kick for the Bearcats is number 11, Sam Stoner.
Number 1, Damon Ogden back to receive the kickoff. And it's be a touchback.
Now that defense is fired up. They're ready to go back out there.
Ready, maybe their thinking is maybe to go back out and score another touchdown defensively. But right now, this will be the second series for Southwestern.
That's going to be 1st and 10.
Also got to let the fans know that play would not have happened if Matthew Parker didn't put his hands up and bat that ball down. Not only was he getting to the quarterback, but he had the mindset to put his hands up, bat the ball down, get the fumble recovery, and pretty much jog the whole way to the end zone.
Reds, you got got tight end, tough. You got tight end, tough.
Max Weisensale back in shotgun formation. In motion, Carson Trone. And a quarterback keeper by Max Weisensale.
Weisensale on the keeper.
Up past the 25-yard line.
Going to be calling Weisensale's name quite often this game. He has over 1,500 yards in the air this year, so he can definitely air it out.
They're in prime position right now for district play, and they're a 5A school, and they're well within the hunt. Only 2 losses on the year, as we mentioned earlier, to
back-to-back
Dallastown
losses,
and Central.
And they haven't lost since then. They've been on a really good win streak.
The quarterback draw. Max Weisensale out near the 30-yard line.
And Southwestern must see something in their offense where they keep running the ball with Weisensale up the gut. They see something that they like, and they're getting some yardage off it, which is a first down.
Well, yeah, another new set
for the
of downs
Mustangs.
For the Mustangs. And
They're tight.
you recall earlier, on their first series, they were kind of moving the ball up until that fumble return for a touchdown.
Good. Great play.
And not much running room there,
And York High did a great job of stuffing that up in the middle. And York High's proven so far they can contain the line in the middle. So, I'd like to see Southwestern kind of change up and go a little deeper in their playbook. But right now, York High defense is really showing up and playing really good, solid football so far in this first quarter.
No gain on that play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. With 6:30 to go here at Smalls Athletic Field in downtown York. We thank you for tuning into Sports Shooting Stars tonight. Trips formation near side for Southwestern. Weisensale looking to throw the ball. Oh, almost picked off there, Nazir Chapman almost had an interception there. Bring up a 3rd down now for the Mustangs.
And this is what they call the money down, 3rd and 10. For defense and offense, you want to make a play on defense on 3rd down, and offense, you want to make a play on the offensive side. Let's see what they have dialed up.
Max looking, unloads the ball, and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Carson Trone, and a flag thrown.
And that may be pass interference call against number 1, David Ward.
There is a penalty flag on the play.
And as you can see, York High has also implemented Jaheem White, Florida, in that defense. And he's been playing more defense so far this year. With it being his senior year, I know he wants to play both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
He has no problem doing that.
He had a pick 6.
2 pick sixes so far.
Yes, so he can score from the offensive side or the defense and throw in some special teams, maybe pass interference.
15 yards, 1st down.
And that's a tough call against York High.
New set of downs now for the Mustangs.
That was a 3rd and 10, and York High was playing really good defense. They did call pass interference. I believe it was on number 1, David Ward, the sophomore, one of our breakout stars, really good player. And,
Yeah, they move.
Some movement there.
And that's a movement on line against Southwestern, I believe. It's going to bring them back 5 yards.
Dead ball, false start.
False start.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Bring up a 1st down and 15 now for the Mustangs with 6:09 to go. Ball on the 41-yard line. Southwest.
And Southwestern, they want to come out with a victory. They got to limit their turnovers and their penalties playing against York High.
The give to number 22. That's Cohen Bull with a carry.
Bull on the carry.
Brings up a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, no gain,
2nd down and 15.
And we have seen York High's defense give us some big chunk yardage, some big touchdowns, and so far they're playing a really good, solid game in the first quarter against a 6-2 Southwestern Mustangs.
Quarterback keeper. And again, not going anywhere there.
Wise and stay on the keeper.
And it will be
Short gain on the play.
a
Tackled by
third
number
down
6,
now, dude.
Ja'Kai Joseph. Third down.
Interesting to see what play that Mustangs come up with on this third down. So far, I believe they've been playing really conservative, you know, going just pretty much handoffs and doing a lot of things with the quarterback. Like to see them open up the playbook a little bit against Yorkai and test their secondary, which has been tested throughout the year. You know, this third and long, we're going to see what's going on. 3rd and 15 with the ball in the 41.
Southwest needs to get to the 44-yard line of York High. Max back, looking to throw the ball far side.
Yes, good no call, good no call.
Incomplete. Pass intended to Damon Ogden.
Wise and Sales pass.
And the Southwestern side wanted a pass interference.
Did not get it. It will bring up a 4th down now for Southwest. And their punting unit marches on the field.
Again, Yorkai's defense have held it down and pretty much, you know, forced another punt.
And it looks like David Ward, number 1 for York High, will be back to receive the punt.
And you have Jaheem White out there as well. He's on your far left side. He's one of the blockers.
Number 1, David Ward.
Max Weisensale with a punt. Picked up by David Ward at the 30. Oh, and brought down hard by number 6, Sam Dickmeyer.
32-yard line with the Bearcats will set up 1st and 10.
And it will bring York High's offense back out onto the field here with 4:37 to go. York High 8, Southwestern 0. I'd like to mention our sponsors tonight. How about it? We have several do. Basil Insurance, Dean's Auto Plaza, S3 Performance Training, but the York Area Flag Football League. And let's not forget Inch & Company Sports and Parma's Pizza of Dallastown as well. All sponsors for tonight's game. We're back to action here. Pitch out to David Ward, looking for running room. It's 35 and brought down by number 61, Aiden
Number 1, David Ward.
Waisaki.
Gain of 5 on the play, tackled by number 3.
Also want to mention another sponsor, the Basketball Warehouse. One of our sponsors here tonight.
We
And you can
thank
see
all our sponsors.
And you can see their information at the lower third of our screens, their contact information as well as their logo. Big time supporters of the program, helps us get these games on TV and online, so big shout out to those businesses.
The give to Jaheem White right up the middle, looking for running room. Close to the first down. He may have gotten the first down.
Gain of 6.
A 6-yard pickup. That's going to move the chains for York High. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter from Smalls Athletic Field. On a beautiful night for football. That crisp fall air has settled in. And it feels like football weather, do.
Absolutely, without the snow. It's not snow on the ground
No rain.
as of yet.
It's going to be dry tonight, we hope. Anyways.
Absolutely. We have filmed here a few times in the rain.
We have. Ward in motion for York High.
High snap.
Give to Jaheem White, 45, midfield 40. He could be gone far side, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Jaheem White. And just like that, dude.
Just like that.
Jaheem White with a big run for York.
That was a 57-yard touchdown run by number
67-yard run.
57 yards.
57-yard run.
Incredible burst of speed for Jaheem White.
And we said that earlier. Let him get to the outside. It's pretty much a foot race.
He
No
hits
one can
that
stop
second,
him.
third tier
Absolutely.
of most defenses, and he's gone, as was evident there against this Southwestern defense, who came in tonight averaging 14 points, giving up 14 points.
And already York High has that 14-point mark. And you see checking back into the game is number 4, Jaheem Florida
no
White.
timeout for Jaheem here. He's
Not at all.
back out there for the 2-point conversion attempt here. The give to Montrez Jackson right up the middle.
And he pretty much walks
He
it in.
powers in.
Running back plays like a fullback.
York High Bearcats 16 and the Southwestern Mustangs 0.
On the program here, do they list Montrez Jackson 5'10", 240?
Wow. Wow.
Just powered himself in for the 2-point conversion. And your score, York High 16, Southwestern 0 with 3:19 to go in the opening quarter. And we mentioned earlier, dude, this York High Bearcat team averaging 45 points. Well, they seem to maybe be on their way again tonight with just 3:19 to go here in the opening quarter. How imperative is this, dude, for Southwestern offensively? They're getting set to receive the ball, to do something now with the ball and maybe try to punch it in.
As I said before,
stop the bleeding.
As I said before, Southwestern has to open up the playbook. They have to do some razzle-dazzle. They have to do a couple plays that's really going to make some things happen.
You see that little bit of an onside kick there, squib kick there,
yeah,
received by Southwestern.
Yeah, it wasn't ready for that one, but
well, Southwestern was ready for it, and they'll have decent field position to start their drive here with 3:19 to go. Ball will be set up on their own 48-yard line.
And this is going to give Southwestern their best field position of the game so far. It's only the first quarter, and York High has 2 touchdowns, one offensively and one from the defense. So that's great complementary football that we said York High has to come in and have to win this game. And so far, they're rolling all cylinders. It's really good to see York High clicking like this in Week 9.
No, I'm sorry, 31 left. 31 left. You got to sniff it. Counter this way. Oh,
A running play there.
Shoulder free. Your DN
The give to number 22, Cohen Bull. Runs out of bounds. Nice carry for Cohen.
Going to be calling Cullen name quite often this game.
Yes.
As one of their leading rushers on the team.
Bring up a 2nd down and 2 for the Mustangs. In Bearcat territory.
For the first time in this game in Bearcat territory.
Ball set up at the 44-yard line of York High. Southwest moving left to right on your TV screen. Weisensale back in shotgun formation. Back to the running game to give to Cohen Bull, and not going to get much there, dude.
And that's a great stop from York High. A lot of blue jerseys right there up in the middle. I'd like to see Southwestern, their front line, the offensive line, give a little bit more pushback so their running backs can get some more space. Right now, York High is controlling everything up front.
Well, I had a chance pregame to be down on the field seeing Southwestern warm up. They have some big kids.
Absolutely.
Big guys along that offensive line. They have some size.
And they're known
as do York High.
3rd and 1. This is a very important down.
Give to Cohen Bull, and I believe that's enough for the first down.
And that's enough for the first down.
On 3rd down. Run.
And again, Southwestern has to stick to the game plan. They want to chew up that clock, ground and pound game, keep the ball out of York High's hands. If you can have the ball for 6-7 minutes out of the drive, that's a great game plan, for the Mustangs.
Well, I mentioned earlier when they were set to receive how imperative this drive is for Southwestern to stop the bleeding right now.
And even if Southwestern gets in field goal range, that's an option to get those 3 points and get some points on the board.
Weisensale back looking to throw the ball and complete to number 4, Robbie Sterner, far side down near the 20-yard line. And a big reception for the senior from Southwestern.
And that's the biggest play so far for Southwestern. That's exactly what they needed, that slant route.
And a new set of downs now for Southwestern. Ball set up on the 20-yard line of York High. Under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. You're watching Sports Shooting Stars. The score in tonight's game, York High 16, Southwestern 0. But they're threatening right now, too.
Southwestern knocking on the door with a little less than a minute and a half to go in this first quarter.
Quarterback keeper by Max Weisensale looking for running room. Brought down.
Want to give some credit to York High. Southwestern using Weisensale quite often to run the ball. York High so far stopping him and not letting him get those extra yardage.
Gain of 2 on the play.
The 2-yard pickup for Max Weisensale.
And both teams know it's going to be a dogfight, throughout this whole game. York High can put up a lot of points. Southwestern is, known for having really good defense this year. So, it's going to be a battle between both ball clubs. You got to play 4 quarters to win this game.
And not much doing there for
not much doing at all.
Max Weisensale.
And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Mikey Gray.
Mikey Gray with the tackle for York High.
Gain.
No gain.
3rd down and 10.
And this may be the final play here in the opening quarter as the clock continues to tick under 30 seconds to go.
They may get a playoff, they may not. I don't know what the play clock is.
Looks as if Southwestern's in no hurry to get that final playoff here in the opening quarter.
Don't want to rush anything, get your opportunity to get the ball back with some seconds on the clock. So, you know, I really like the game plan for the Mustangs. Chew up the clock as much as possible. But they need to make something happen on this third down.
Make sure they don't cover him up.
Wisensail's pass is complete as that flag is thrown as we've arrived at the end of the first quarter.
And I believe that's another pass interference, but Mustangs should decline that because they got the first down.
We're awaiting word from the officials as to what the penalty.
And officially, that is the end of the first quarter.
We have holding on the defense.
A hold against the York High Bearcats.
Yep, and that's going to give the Mustangs a first down.
At the end of the first quarter of play with the York High Bearcats 16 and the Southwestern Mustangs 0.
Again, sports fans, we've arrived at the end of the first quarter with your score. York High 16, Southwestern 0. In other action taking place tonight, Reading Red Knights travel to Central York. Spring Grove Rockets at Dallastown. Eastern York at York Suburban. Homecoming game at Red Lion as Northeastern Bobcats invade Red Lion Horn Field tonight. If our fans are out and about attending maybe another game tonight, chime in, check in with us, give us a scoring update from around the league. Week 9, hard to believe, we're here at week 9. We mentioned it earlier, but
pretty
it
much
just seemed like yesterday we were standing out in shorts calling early action in football.
Pretty much 2 months of football ran by so quickly.
Yes.
We started in August, and already it's October, pretty much the end of October. We're still doing it, and 9 weeks have came by really, really fast, Todd.
Now, a first down and goal here. The ball on the 10-yard line. Southwestern threatening right now, looking for their first score tonight's contest. The give to Cohen Bull right up the middle. Churning forward inside the 5-yard line. A nice run by Cohen Bull,
And that's a powerful run right up the middle. Just got a comment about that touchdown from early, that defensive touchdown. They believe that the quarterback was in the throwing motion versus it being a fumble.
A fumble, okay.
So, you know, we have to look at that towards the end of the game and see how much that was an impact in the game. But they believe that may have been more of a forward, like incomplete
like
pass.
Okay. And
versus a fumble because his arm was in throwing motion. And expect Southwestern to go right up the middle with the ball.
Yep, brings that second down and goal. Quarterback keeper by Max Wisensail looking for running room. He's not going to get there.
And York High's not letting Wisensail get anything up the middle or on the side. They're really doing a good job of keying on him. You got to give a lot of credit to the scouting report for York High and their coaches, because Wisensail is a guy they knew that was going to run the ball quite often, and York High's all over it.
Interesting to see here, is this 4-down territory for Southwestern, or do you?
Absolutely, this is 4-down territory in my opinion. You're this far deep. You know, you're down 2 touchdowns already. You got to make something happen. You got to be aggressive.
Wisensail looking to throw the ball.
Great coverage.
Incomplete. As his pass was intended to Robbie Sterner, number 4 for Southwestern. And that brings up a 4th down, with 10:29 to go here in the second quarter.
And I know the game is really changing, just like basketball with the 3-pointers and stuff like that. That's pretty much what the game is. But even in football, you see a lot of quarterbacks in shotgun formation, even at the 2-yard line, the 3-yard line. You wonder, going underneath the center, if that'd be more effective, having a fullback in front of I formation, just going right up the gut. Power football.
Please, the late Woody Hayes, right? 3 yards.
Absolutely. I never really understood being in shotgun at the 2-yard line, 1-yard line, 3-yard line. So,
well, Southwest going for it here on 4th down, ball on the 3-yard line. Picked off, He could be gone. 30, 35, 4, brought down by Max Weisensail.
Weisensail pass is intercepted by
Jakai Joseph.
Jakai Joseph.
What a play.
And Jakai's hyped up. He's talking to the crowd.
And rightly so.
And this is a statement game for Yorkai so far. Everyone knows Yorkai's defense is a little bit soft when it comes to, making plays. But tonight, Yorkai has been doing a great job on the defensive end of getting fumble recoveries, touchdowns, and, that big-time interception. That was a fourth and 3, I believe.
4th and 3, and it looks like about 42-yard
Wow.
interception return.
And you don't want to give
just like that, 2 turnovers by this Southwestern ball club.
you don't want to give that offense of Yorkai any momentum, and that's
Looks
going
like
to be an
there was
offsides.
some movement, offsides on near receiver there, David Ward.
Don't
near
want to give
side.
Yorkai's offense any momentum. That defense right now is on fire, man. Like, we haven't seen him play this well throughout the whole year.
Ball start against the Bearcats.
Offside call against the Bearcats, so they'll move back 5 yards. A first down and 15. Ball now will be set up on Bearcats' 40-yard line. 10:20 to go here. York High 16, Southwestern 0. And right now, 2 turnovers really proving pivotal right now.
I got to give a lot of credit to Yorkai and their scouting and their coaches, because it seems like the players have picked up on what Southwestern likes to do, and they're doing it on defense and getting some big-time plays. So Yorkai's players are clicking at the right time, and their defense is clicking at the right time as well.
The give to David Ward, looking for some running room after his
Short
catch.
pass complete to number 1, David Ward. Gain of 3.
A 3-yard pickup for David Ward.
It must have been in the scouting report, those out plays and those bubble screens and things like that, because Yorkai has been all over it on the outside end. Their defensive ends are playing some big-time football so far in this first half. Let's see them complete 4 quarters of this football, and that's what they need going into the next game, which would be against Central. You want that defense to be, fired up.
No doubt, too. And, of course, we want to remind the fans we'll be back here next Friday at Smalls Athletic Field as York High plays host to Central York.
Sam Stoner with the ball.
Stoner looking for the give to Jaheem White, 45 midfield into Mustang territory. Looks like Jaheem stepped out 45-yard line of Southwest. Go ahead.
And as we said before, Sam Stoner, he's one of those quarterbacks. He'll scramble, but he's looking downfield. He's not trying to run the ball. He's looking for a player he can get the ball to and give them the opportunity to get some yak yards. And that's a perfect example of what Sam Stoner likes to do. He almost threw the ball at the line of scrimmage to Jaheem Florida White. And you're going to get that from Sam, which makes him an elite quarterback and an ideal quarterback, a guy who's always looking down the field to get the ball to one of his players.
White back in the backfield with Stoner, and the give to Jaheem White right up the middle, 40, inside the 40-yard line.
White on the carry.
And I think right now Southwestern seems a little bit shell-shocked. The sideline's a little quiet. The offense has to stay aggressive. I'd like to see them go down the field a little bit next time they get the ball as far as throwing it. But right now Southwestern is, pretty much got knocked in the chin.
Yeah.
And they got to come back with something. And we're looking for that defense to make a stop. And it's really hard to stop Jaheem White in this Yorkai offense.
Under 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Ward in motion. And they give to Jaheem White, looking for running room. Breaks outside 30. Down inside the 25-yard line.
Big gain on the play.
No matter what, every time Jaheem White gets the ball, he just makes it look easy, man. He can make anybody.
He makes it very exciting as well.
He can make anybody miss as well. So
it always seems as if he's a moment away from breaking the big one. And right now, a new set of downs for York High. We're just over 9 minutes to go here. Ball set up at the 22-yard line of Southwestern. York High clearly in control right now of this game. Stoner back. The receivers are covered downfield. He's going to keep the ball and runs out of bounds. Yeah, viewers may not have seen it. All the receivers for York High were covered. No one was open. So Sam made the right choice. Quarterback keeper.
Very wise move from Sam Stoner, the senior for York High. The all-time leading passer for York High. Crushing records in 2022, him and his fellow running back, Jaheem White.
What a combination here for York High. And you mentioned, of course, next week's game due against Central. What a main event matchup we'll have right here on Sports Shooting Stars. The give to Jaheem White, looking for running room and brought down. Bring up a 3rd down now for the Bearcats.
And Southwestern has some things on their side in this particular situation. We know York High doesn't like to kick the ball. They're not going for a field goal. So if they can hold them up into a 4th down and, and get a turnover on downs, that'd be great for Southwestern because we know York High is not going to kick the ball. So it's up to Southwestern to come up with a big-time stop. And right now it's 3rd and 2, and this is their opportunity to come up with that stop.
You call it the money down, right, too?
The money down. And you see Sam Stoner in shotgun, the quarterback for York High, number 11, with Jaheem White right next to him.
James McBride Jr. in motion, and they give to Jaheem White.
And that's real close to a first down.
It is real close. We're awaiting word.
That may be a 4th and 1, Todd.
Well, it looks like the chain gang's moving.
The chains are
3-yard
moving.
Pickup.
Yep.
That's a new set of downs for York High as the clock continues to tick with just over 8 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter.
And out of all the games we filmed for York High so far, I would believe this is probably one of the better games as far as defense, offense for York High in the first half. They're playing some really good complementary football, and that's exactly what they needed coming into this game because late in the season, you want your defense to get better and your offense to get better. And it seems like their defense starting to tail off a little bit with that last week with those basketball numbers they had against Dallastown. It was 66-49, and that's pretty much basketball numbers.
Yes.
But, York High's doing a great job of bouncing back tonight and, having a shutout and also knocking on the door and scoring another touchdown.
Give to Jaheem White inside the 5-yard line, down near the goal line, and
Still
boy,
on his
you
feet.
walk it in. Jaheem White with a 10-yard
And there's another
touchdown
penalty.
run.
There's another penalty. But that's after the play, and I believe that may be another unsportsmanlike conduct. But great job from Jaheem White. As you can see on the screen. You guys pay attention to Jaheem White. He'll be a West Virginia Mountaineer next year.
Yes,
on
he will.
TV on Saturday
TV,
mornings, tearing it up.
Saturdays, and West Virginia seems to play a lot of Thursday night games as well. So
They get the primetime games. They're on the ESPN, ABC. And as we said before, York High doesn't kick the ball, so they're going for a 2-point conversion to push that lead up.
2 touchdowns for Jaheem White, with 7:47 to go. York High 22, Southwestern 0.
And York High right now is pitching a shutout, man. They're playing some really lights-out defense and doing a great job of containing Southwestern.
Well, we've talked coming into today's game. York High's offense led by their senior quarterback, Sam Stoner, and running back, Jaheem White. But tonight's defense for York High, they've been stellar. 2 interceptions.
And it does a lot when the defense steps up like this because throughout the season, the offense had to score so many plays and be on the field making electrifying plays. But now, with the defense playing so well, it makes the offense, slow down a little bit, get into their rhythm, and just work the clock and do what they need to do. And that's great, going into the first half, knowing that your defense is playing outstanding and your offense is doing what it normally does, score touchdowns.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. It's only a kickoff, so they're going to move us way back to the kickoff. So we got to move it.
A 2-point conversion attempt here by York High. And they give to Jaheem White. He's going to break outside and not going to get in.
And that's a great defensive play for number 19 for Southwestern.
Yeah, number 19, Cade Baumgartner, junior for Southwestern. Brings down Jaheem White. No 2-point conversion there, but with 7:47 to go, your score, York High 22, Southwestern 0. Your thoughts so far in the first half of the game?
Well, I think York High is playing really good football. Like I said again, complementary football, defense, offense. Special teams is doing a great job as well. Southwestern, they came out, had a couple first downs to start their drives, but they couldn't really get anything going. Like to see what they do with 7 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the game. York High's defense pretty much been the tail of the tail. of the first half as far as, making big plays, an interception, a fumble recovery, and so on. So, that's pretty much put York High in position to get these scores, and they're doing a great job. And, Jaheem White is just doing what he normally does.
9 carries for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns for Jaheem White right now. Just incredible. Sam Stoner, 4 for 6 for 25 yards. And receiver David Ward, 3 receptions for 13 yards. And right now, all that gives York High the lead 22-0 over Southwestern.
And it was another unsportsmanlike conduct against York High, so they're kicking a little deeper. Southwestern going to have an opportunity to pick the ball up.
That's number 19, Caden Baumgartner, with the run. And decent field position now for Southwestern.
As we said before, Southwestern had the ball at the 3-yard line, and they
just
threw an
just 3 yards away from potentially punching it in, and
threw
then threw that interception.
Great read from the defense, to get that interception and to make plays.
Ja'Kai Joseph with a 42-yard touchdown interception return.
And York High did a great job of,
stopping
creating
Southwestern.
points off that turnover. They got a touchdown right after that turnover. Southwestern's back out on the field.
See what the Mustangs offense can do here. Trips formation far side for Southwestern.
Now you can see York High doesn't play with a safety, so they play straight up. You can beat them off.
Weisenthal looking to throw it deep, and overthrew his intended receiver.
Well, I believe that's the key for
Damon
Southwestern.
Ogden.
I believe that's the key for Southwestern. Looking at York High's defense so far, they had to make some adjustments and go a little deep with the ball. York High's playing man-to-man, no safety, straight up, up and down, up in the middle, and, one-on-one on the outside. Like to see Southwestern throw the ball a little deep and test those CBs that York High has. Being down by 3 touchdowns, no time to be conservative. You have to stay aggressive. A couple trick plays would be nice. Flea flicker here, you never know. Reverse, something to keep York High on their heels.
In motion, Noah Bankert, and a quarterback keeper by Max Weisenthal, and brought down hard, too.
And that quarterback keeper has not worked at all in this first half. And already,
Montrez Jackson in on the tackle there for York High.
And already, Southwestern's in a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 10, with around 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. York High up 22-0, pitching a shutout and playing some awesome football pretty much on all phases.
Yeah,
offense, defense,
they're clicking
special
right
teams.
now, York High.
And this is the type of game that York High needs to have going into next week, that Central York game.
Weisenthal back. The ball dropped by Damon Ogden, a senior wide receiver.
And that play never really got a chance to
No, it did
develop.
not.
York High's blitzing, coming right up the middle. York High believes they can, stay on a foot race with any one of their players for Southwestern. So, they're bringing all their boys up front and daring Weisenthal to throw the ball.
Well, and right now, Weisenthal back to punt the ball off to number 1, David Ward. A 3-and-out for Southwestern, not exactly what they needed to try to rejuvenate and jumpstart their offense. Weisenthal back.
Very close to a block punt.
And it's going to take a Southwestern bounce inside the 15 down.
That's a real nice bounce for Southwestern.
About the 11-yard line, where York High will set up their offense with 6:42 to go. York High 22, Southwestern 0. As we bring the game to you this Friday, Sports Shooting Stars, Dew Jones, Todd Edwards, our sideline reporter Tyler Stroney, and our camera operator Belinda Morales joining us here tonight from downtown York on a beautiful evening for football, and maybe all we need is a bit of a fire pit here. How about it, dude?
Right, absolutely.
Perfect night for football in the month of October.
I want to give a shout out also to our producer, Cliff Kern. He's somewhere remotely making sure this game's still on TV and everything's streaming correctly, so big shout out to Cliff Kern. And congratulations on him buying a new house. Shout out to Cliff. Looks like the ball's on the ground.
Fumbled.
White on the carry.
And you don't see Jaheem White fumble the ball too often, but he did have a fumble last game against Dallastown.
Gain of 2.
Won't see that too often with Jaheem White. He's pretty much a solid player, has really good ball control. But that's what Southwestern needs. They need the turnovers in some sort of fashion. If not, York High's pretty much going to score again. They scored every time they had the ball in the second quarter.
They come in averaging 45 points. And well
Sam
on their
Stoner
way.
out.
Stoner
He's looking deep. He's looking deep.
And has
David Ward
near side
open.
40, 45. Makes a cut to the inside.
And David's still on his feet.
And a big catch
Stoner's pass is complete.
and throw.
Number 1,
And
David
that was a
Ward.
blown coverage from the Mustangs, but that's also a great pass from Sam
Yeah,
Stoner.
Sam Stoner
At the Mustangs
on the
41
dot
yard
to
line.
David Ward, and a great passing catch.
And David
Combo,
Ward
and
Ward is doing.
York
He's been
High
doing.
knocking on the door again.
Absolutely.
Plenty of time for this Bearcat offense to potentially punch it in again.
And this is probably
And
one
this
of the.
Southwestern team, we want to mention it to the fans that are tuned in. They come into tonight's game with a 6-2 record.
Yes, sir. And they also played against Central York early this year. And only had a 2-point loss, 30-28 against Central York. So they've been rolling so far. I'd like to see them pick it up a little bit and make some plays on defense.
Give to White.
And that's
Run. Down inside the 35, still on his feet, too, inside the 30, and just it takes multiple defenders to bring him down.
And here's the thing with Jaheem White. You want a turnover, right? But you can't arm tackle that guy. You have to wrap him up. I see him trying to arm tackle Jaheem White, and that's just you're going to not have the results you want trying to do that.
I mean, looks, from last year to this year, he looks like he's gained about 15 pounds of muscle.
He's very stout. He's very
it's
stout.
Just incredible. And
Can't arm tackle a guy like number 4. That's almost impossible. He'll laugh at those type of things.
And right now, York High with the ball and momentum right now. Get back the ball to Jaheem White and brought down.
White on the carry.
And that's a good tackle for number 66 for the Mustangs.
That's Gavin Mullins, one of the defensive players for the Southwest Ball Club, along with Aiden Wasaki, number 61, players to keep an eye on Mustangs defense.
And Jaheem White comes out the game, giving him a quick breather. Checking into games number 10, James McBride. Pretty sure you know his father,
tonight,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
He came into tonight's game with 3 touchdowns.
Yep. Keep on
And
number.
would like to add to that, I'm sure, tonight.
Sam Stoner
Sam
with the
with
run.
the quarterback keeper.
Don't know if that was a blown play or not, because you don't see Sam running the ball too often. But
Turned
he
it
makes
into positive yards, dude.
positive yards.
Stopped by number 4, Robert Sterner. 3rd down and 5.
Brings up a 3rd down and 5 for the Bearcats. Ball on the 22-yard line of Southwestern.
And right now the Bearcats are clicking on all cylinders, in all phases of all phases of football. They're clicking.
And they come in tonight ranked in district at number 6 in 6A.
Number 6. I saw number 7. But they went the number 6.
I saw 6,
Okay,
but
yep,
6, 7. Hey, the top 8
Yep,
and 6A
yep.
make it. And,
They do
and
make
right
it.
now, the way they're playing tonight, they may move up even higher.
And that's
I
a
mean,
fluid ranking. That changes
Yeah,
pretty much every
From week
week.
to
It can
week.
change. Absolutely. York High is definitely in the playoff bracket, in the picture.
Yes.
And moving on.
York High.
Timeout by York High here with 3:54 to go. Your score, York High 22, Southwestern 0, being shut out right now. No, York High has 1 timeout remaining. Southwest has their full complement of 3. I want to remind the fans that are maybe watching another game from one of the other stadiums in our area, chime in, message us, and see. I know Reading is at Central York. Spring Grove is at Dallastown. Northeastern at Red Lion on homecoming game there for the Lions of Red Lion.
Also got an update of Cumberland Valley, who's ranked number 1 in District 3. They're up right now against State College 24-14 with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, so they're controlling that contest.
And I'm sure that
Central
makes
York is at
Bruce
number 2.
Walpert very happy.
Oh,
that
yeah,
his
for sure.
Cumberland Valley
Absolutely.
Eagles are up. Led by former Central head coach Josh Oswald, now at Cumberland Valley.
That's his old alum, so he went back to his old high school and, had a great opportunity to go back to his old high school and, coach those guys up. And, that's a perfect opportunity for Coach Josh Oswald. Good luck to him and great guy.
And Central York's only loss came to Cumberland Valley.
Cumberland Valley.
And we were there, dude.
And that particular game, Central was knocking on the door. They pretty much just ran out of time towards the end of the game, and I believe lost by 4 points.
Looked like there's some movement along Southwestern. High snap. Ball given to Jaheem White.
White on the
And that
carry.
should be enough for a first down. And a new set of downs for York High.
Stopped by Sterner. 1st down, Bearcats.
Also, other games being played tonight. Susquehannock at West York. Dover's at Kennerdale. Hanover at DeLone Catholic, Fairfield at York Catholic. All games being played this Friday, October 21st. Ball to give to Jaheem White. And York High content on pounding the ball right now,
Number 11, Tommy Putney.
I also want to give a shout out to number 62 for York High. His name is Carmelo McKenzie. He's only a freshman. I know we came up with our freshman list this year, and he didn't actually make our cut. But I also want to give him some recognition for being a freshman. Number 62, Carmelo McKenzie.
6'2", 255 pounds.
Another guy who's a beast on the line. He does a lot for York High. We're going to be calling his name for the next 4 years. But, you know, big shout out to Carmelo McKenzie and what he's doing for York High as a freshman. David Ward in motion. Ball to Jaheem White. And he sees it. He sees it. He sees it.
He pulls over a defender.
He sees it.
He saw it all right.
Man, I think his eyes just light up when he sees that blue because he puts his head down and just trucks anybody that's in front of him. And already he has, what, 3 touchdowns?
Running with a purpose. 3 touchdowns already for Jaheem White.
And I know he's a leading rusher for York High, but he has to be the leading the high school.
One of the top here in YIAA,
touchdowns.
no doubt about it. Touchdowns. Yeah,
He has to be the touchdown king for York High. I don't know anybody that scored more touchdowns than Jaheem White.
Well, coming into tonight's game, according to my records, he had 16. Well, he has 3 tonight. He's at 19. It's just incredible.
Well, one game he had 5 touchdowns. I think last year he had 5 touchdowns in a game. I mean, he's just amazing.
To Montrez Jackson, he's going to try to bowl in again, and he
got it.
Word, and he has it.
And that's a 30 ball, as they say. The kids say, you know, as far as 30-0, York High is controlling this game on all levels. They're controlling this game.
All levels. 2 two-point conversions there for Montrez Jackson.
And so far, in my opinion,
it's been all York High.
It's been all York High.
All York High. And with 2:38 to go here in the second quarter, it's York High 30. Southwestern 0.
And York High is playing their best defensive game since we filmed this year. We filmed about 3-4 games of York High, and this is their best defensive game. And right now, you know, Southwestern has to wake up. They have to come up with some more plays, open up the playbook, test the CBs down the field, get some one-on-one coverage, and trust your wide receivers to make a play. You know, running the, quarterback sneaks with, Wisensell has not proven to be successful so far in the first half. They ran that a little bit too often, in my opinion. They have to do a little bit more, throw the ball down the field, and see what they got.
Dude, being down by 30, you almost feel as if they're going to have to open up that offense.
They have to.
And try to find a spark.
Right now,
Stoner with a big kickoff.
Southwestern just look overmanned and outpowered by the York High Bearcats.
That's Damon Ogden looking for an opening and runs out near the 35-yard line.
And that's a nice kick return for number 1.
Yeah, but number one, Damon Ogden with 2:30 to go here. And, of course, so we mentioned it early, Southwestern has their full complement of timeouts, 3 timeouts. I think it's pretty important right now, for this Southwestern team to try to get some points on the board before
Absolutely
halftime.
important. Absolutely.
They will receive the second half kickoff. And for fans that are wondering, when's the running clock come into play? It's 35 points.
Oh,
35
okay.
points.
Yeah. Didn't know that. All right. Southwestern with the ball. Wisensell in shotgun. Number 5 in motion. And there's that QB sneak again.
And not much going. They snuffed that. The Bearcat defense. You hear the pads popping from high atop the press box here,
And York High's defensive line is just blowing up the offensive line for Southwestern. I wonder, if they have any more plays in the playbook, because we've seen a lot what they got going on in the first half, and it hasn't been much. Also want to remind the fans that Southwestern did get the ball all the way down to the 3-yard line, was knocking on the door to score.
Yeah,
and they
interception.
An interception, return for 42 yards, set up another York High touchdown. Here it is, 2nd and 10.
Wisensell
looking to pass, and he's going deep. He's going deep.
Far side. Oh, and in it. Are they?
And that's
we're
not a
waiting
catch.
Word. It's
not a catch. And it looks like the referees were going to give him that catch if he would have held onto the ball on the ground. But when he was on the ground, he kind of fumbled the ball around. But that's what they need to do. They got to test York High CBs. They got to go a little deep. I think they have an opportunity to get some scores off a one-on-one play.
Cohen Bull, the running back for Southwestern's hobbling off the field. Training staff will tend to
That's
him.
not what you want to see. Number
not
22.
At all. Number 22, the senior running back for Southwestern. 1:43 to go. Third down now for the Mustangs.
He's their leading rusher. He brings up a lot of production on the offensive side for Southwestern. So that's a guy you don't want to see walking out the game at no time. Hopefully he's okay. He is limping right now. We'll check in with him during halftime to see how well he's doing. Right now it's 3rd and 10, and it's that money down. They got to make a play.
Weisensale looking to throw deep downfield. Gets the ball off. Oh, it almost picked off. Pass intended for number 6, Sam Dickmeyer, a senior for Southwestern.
Number 9, Quentin Price.
And that's
Quentin
a pass
Price there.
broken up by Quentin Price. Quentin
Almost
Price
had a pick.
is one of those guys that we featured as far as having a breakout season for York High in the YIAA. Right now, Southwestern is starting to throw the ball down the field. But those two plays they threw the ball down the field is almost out of desperation.
Yes.
It looks like it was almost out of desperation. They wanted something to happen because Weisensale actually had a couple guys open, but he was trying to go deep, try to make a play. They should have been doing that, I believe, in the beginning of the game as well. But, quick 3 and out for
Got Weisensale back
Southwestern.
to punt the ball off. David Ward looking to return the ball.
And David,
it's
that's
going to take
another nice bounce.
Mustang bounce inside the 25 down near the 20, inside the 20-yard line. And York High offense will come back out on the field with 1:25 to go. And York High 30, Southwestern 0. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Basil Insurance Company, Dean's Auto Plaza, S3 Performance Training, York Area Flag Football League, Inch & Company Sports, Parma's Pizza of Dallastown, and the Basketball Warehouse, all sponsors for tonight's game. Stoner looks to throw ball to Jaheem White, falls incomplete.
And the basketball warehouse is also giving away for the player of the game 3 free recovery sessions at their Normatic sleeves. These sleeves provide air compression massage to help reduce inflammation, accelerate muscle recovery, reducing swelling, improve circulation, and overall recovery. The gift voucher is a value of $60. So whoever's the player of the game can go to the basketball warehouse and go into the recovery zone for free, 3 free sessions. Big shout out to the basketball warehouse, Brandon Elby and his wife and his family, located on Industrial Highway. Their information is located at the bottom third of our screen.
Timeout.
Looks like
York High.
the third timeout for York, a third and final timeout with 1:21 to go. They're going to talk things over here, Du.
Also want to tell student athletes that's interested in, training, getting stronger, faster, better, check out S3 Performance Training. They're doing a great job of getting these athletes in shape. A lot of our player of the games are their former athletes as well. They're getting guys together and ready for the basketball season as well as females for, soccer, volleyball, basketball as well. S3 Performance Training, big time sponsor for us for the last couple years. Basil Insurance, of course, with our good friend Greg
Longtime
Basil.
sponsor, yes. of
His
Sports
son
Shooting
Nick.
Stars.
Nick Basil, former kicker for Central York. I think 1 year led the league in points for all the kicks he had. That year Central, had that historic state run. He was kicking field goals and extra points left and right. Now 2nd and 10.
Trips formation near side for York High.
Southwestern desperately needs a turnover. They're going deep. Jaheem White.
Jaheem White, far side, in and out of the hands of
Stoner's pass intended for number 4,
Jaheem
White.
White.
Incomplete. Third down.
brings up a 3rd down and 10, ball on the 19-yard line of York High. 1:15 to go.
And then York High is testing the CBs of Southwestern going deep with that pass. Jaheem White's probably the quickest player out there on the field. So he had some one-on-one. Well, he actually was double coverage.
He was
in that,
doubled. He
in
was
that particular
bracketed,
play.
as they say. Yeah, he was. Now Jaheem White's near side set up in the slot for a trips for.
When he set up a slot, it gives a lot of guys opportunities to get open.
Over through David Ward, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
David Ward falls incomplete. 4th down.
4th down now for the Bearcats with 1:11 to go here in the second quarter before halftime.
4th and 10, and, you know, York High more or less is going to kick the ball away. But let's see what happens, because right now their offense has been clicking so far in the game.
Well, Jaheem White right now, 15 carries due for 151 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sam Stoner, 5 for 9 for 71 yards. And David Ward, 4 receptions for 59 yards.
And it looks like York High is going to punt the ball away.
Sam Stoner
with the punt. There's
the punt
nobody
off.
back there for Southwestern.
Yeah. Southwestern's going to set up at about midfield.
Hey,
with
here's another
1:04 to go. And again, full 3 timeouts for Southwestern.
Here's another opportunity for Southwestern to get some points on the board.
Yeah, some stats for Southwestern right now. Max Weisensale, 2 for 10 for 31 yards.
Tough.
Yeah, Cohen Bull, the running back, 8 carries for 20 yards.
Not ideal for their you know, their offensive weapons.
And number 4, Robbie Sterner, 1 reception for 21 yards. Offensive numbers.
So far, that offense for Southwestern been looking pretty pedestrian so far in this first half. Like to see them pick it up a little bit. They have an opportunity here with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go before halftime. As we said again, they do get the ball in the second half. Getting a score here will be big-time move for Southwestern. We go wheel route, not
under
open.
pressure. He's got plenty of running room down inside the 45-yard line.
And that's a
of York
tackle.
High.
Tackled by number 4, Jaheem White.
And Jaheem White brought quarterback Max Weisensale down.
Well, right there, I see the reason why.
Flag down. Yeah.
Right there, I see the reason why they used Weisensale to run the ball. He's very quick. I mean, now he had an opportunity to, you know, hit some holes and get some yardage. He flew out of there. So I do get the game plan of using Weisensale's legs to pick up some yardage. There's a penalty assessed.
Awaiting word here for the call. Holding against the Bearcats.
And that's a holding on defense. But so far in this game, York High has been playing a pretty clean game outside of the sportsmanlike conduct they had a couple times. But, you know, besides that, they've been playing a really clean game this first half.
During halftime, we'll go through some of the penalty and some other stats as we'll bring
I believe a holding and maybe a PI penalty. And besides that, they've been playing really good football so far, especially from the defense. To hold a shutout against a team like Southwestern. And that's a screenplay.
Oh, and ball dropped. Ball intended to Damon Ogden. Bring up a 2nd down for Southwestern.
And that screenplay had potential.
You have to make those plays,
You have to
especially
make
when
those
you're
plays,
down
though.
30-0.
Especially when you're down like this, like you said, Todd. You have to make plays like that. You got to play mistake-free football.
Yeah, Southwestern just looking for a spark right now, and have been unable to find it. Weisensale back. Looking downfield, under pressure. He's going to keep the ball 35-30, 25-20, 15. Pushed out of bounds out around the 10-yard line.
And that may be the biggest play so far in the game for Weisensale. There's no flags on the field either, so that play stands.
Yes. And a
York
big
High.
run by Max Weisensale, and he's been their offensive threat here.
He has. York High CBs are doing a great job locking up the wide receivers, and Weisensale is having to figure out how to make plays with his legs, and so far he's been doing a great job of that in this last drive.
Yeah, 1st down and goal now. Ball set up at the 6-yard line, and Southwestern now threatening for a score here. All 3 timeouts remain for the Mustangs.
And York High knows who they have to key on. That's number 12, Weisensale, the quarterback.
And they give a... No,
And he's
that
in.
faked us out. Yes.
He's in. We just talked about Weisensale not giving up, still playing hard, using his legs to make plays. And, you know, for what it's worth, Southwestern did exactly what they needed to do. They got the ball back with 1 minute and 6 seconds.
And punched it in.
26 seconds later, they're in the end zone. Not what York High wanted going into halftime, but they've been playing a pretty good first half defensively, but that's not what they want going into halftime.
Matt Benzing in for the point after for Southwestern. Kick is up and good.
The extra point is good, making the score the York High Bearcats.
And your
30,
score, York
and the
High 30,
Mustangs 7.
Southwestern 7. Finally break the ice, the Mustangs, with 40 seconds to go. And Southwestern needed that as they head into halftime. And, of course, Southwestern will receive the second half kickoff.
And to the delight of Southwestern fans, I know they like to see that score on the board, so shout out to Southwestern. Never giving up, still pressing, still making their best of their opportunities and getting on the board. Right now, they should kick the ball away and hopefully go into halftime with the score only 30-7, and they get the ball back in the second half. They can start chipping into the league somewhat.
Yeah, Max Weisensail, 11 carries for 46 yards and 1 touchdown score.
And most of those carries came on that last drive, as far as yardage. Jaheem White with the ball.
The ball at about the 20-yard line, looking
Florida.
for running room.
Florida's throwing his
Happen.
feet.
That's
He's
35,
going.
40.
He's
going
going.
to midfield.
That's
40.
it.
No one's going to catch
No
him.
one.
30, 20,
No one.
10. Touchdown,
Good gracious.
Jaheem White, and just like that,
Man.
about 20 seconds doing that play, and Florida does it again.
He had about 3 guys touching before he broke it out for that big-time punt return, kick return.
85-yard.
An 85-yard kickoff return by Jaheem White.
Sometimes it's like he's
He can
moving
do
in-
everything.
Yeah, sometimes like he's moving in slow motion, man, but he has a different boost of speed, that boost of energy that's just different than everybody on the field. He just shows why he's the best player in our league.
Oh, no doubt about it. Bar none, dude.
He's the
Number
best player in our
4,
league.
Jaheem White.
It is what it is. Showtime. I mean, West Virginia's going to be very
West-
happy picking up a guy
Big
like
time,
Jaheem White.
dude.
He's going to garner so many more fans when they get a chance to
There's
watch him
Montrez
play.
Jackson just buoying himself in for another 2-point conversion.
Making the score
And that's a-
Classic fullback there, Montrez Jackson, dude. His third 2-point conversion.
And that's a momentum killer for Southwestern. They had
Yeah.
a good
Oh,
score in 26 seconds, you know, when they had the ball, and you thought they were going to the halftime, third down,
Dude.
30-7, and boom, just like that.
Yeah, just incredible. And, of course,
And for the fans-
highlighted by Jaheem White's performance
Oh,
tonight.
man.
The defense of York
He's just
High
something
showed
else.
up. It's just incredible. I mean,
He's just something else.
when you think we haven't seen it all, I mean, he keeps adding to his story. And another big game for Jaheem White.
He's just something else.
And what a run.
Now, unless Southwestern has something in their bag, they can do another kick return. You know, they gotta punch him back in the mouth somewhat.
Anything's possible
Something
here.
has to happen.
25 seconds remaining here as Sam Stoner will get set to kick the ball off.
And we can't express enough how hard it is to win at this York High field. Like I said, you know, Central will be here next week.
Yes, they
Normally,
will
the
be.
last 3 years, that matchup,
Squib kick there,
and that
recovered by the Upmen.
gives Southwestern some decent field position. But the
Austin
last 3 years between Central and York High, they have played at Central High School. This year is going to be at York High. The home field advantage is going to be in York High's favor. It's very hard to win here. It's
It
going to
is.
be a really good game.
But you have to believe it's going to be a packed house here
Oh,
next
yeah.
week. The Central York
Yeah.
fan base.
Oh, yeah.
It will be out.
You got to come support that type of game.
And it's really going to be, at this point, for the Division I crown right here. And we bring the game to you next week.
Absolutely.
For Shooting Stars.
And we
what a
filmed-
main event matchup.
We filmed that game for like the last 5 years,
Oh.
I believe. You know, as far as that county championship between
Yes.
York High and Central York.
We wouldn't want to be anywhere else on the final week of football with Central and York High.
And there's
Max
nothing.
Weisensail under
There's
pressure
nothing.
and brought down hard.
That was a big-time sack.
Weisensail sacked from the play by number 99, Isaiah.
Azir Upson with the sack.
And I think Southwestern is going to go ahead and go to the locker,
Second down.
go into halftime down 38-7, reassess what they have to do, and York High can go to their locker room with their head held high. They played a great first half on all levels, all phases, offense, defense, special teams. It's just been on fire, rolling out on all cylinders for York High.
No doubt about it. And York High with an impressive first half. Again, your score at halftime. York High 38, Southwestern 7. And we can go through some of the numbers. It's incredible. I mean, let's start with number 4, Jaheem White for York High. 15 carries for 151 yards and 3 touchdowns. And, of course, that stellar 85-yard kickoff return for the touchdown. What a performance by Jaheem White. David Ward, 4 receptions for 59 yards. And quarterback Sam Stoner, 5 for 10 for 71 yards.
Yeah, he's doing a little bit of everything, man. Sam Stoner is the general. He's the leader on this team, as well as Jaheem White. But, you know, they're really steering the ship so far in this game. You know, coming into this matchup, Southwestern being 6-2, only having a loss against Dallastown, which by a touchdown, by another loss by Central York by 2 points. So, you know, from all accounts, you thought Southwestern was a little bit more, you know, put together, you know, coming into this game. But right now, it's been all about York High, you know, and I can't say it enough. They're rolling on all cylinders. All phases of football, offense, defense, to special teams. And it's really hard to stop any team when they're rolling like that.
Yeah, 11 first downs for York High, 6 for Southwestern, 2 turnovers for Southwestern. Penalties, 6 for York High for 60 yards, and 2 penalties for Southwestern for 20 yards. It's just been,
those 2 turnovers that Southwestern has, York High did a great job of converting those turnovers into points. So, you know, they're big-time turnovers because the one was at the 3-yard line. And
yes. Really,
Southwestern was knocking on the door
yes.
as far as about to score, and you know, York High shut that down completely. And as you can see, the Southwestern marching band is setting up, and we're going to let them have their time as well.
Digital Scout as well for helping us with stats.
Yes.
It's just, they've been so pivotal. It's just been a great resource for Sports Shooting Stars.
Real time, up to the minute stats. That's incredible. Also, want to give another shout out. Another update. York Suburban is up 35-0 over Eastern.
And York Suburban's one of those teams that could make it to district playoffs.
They could, right?
As well.
Led by Mikey Benavega.
Oh, yeah.
Their star running back, senior running back, who's doing a little bit of everything for the YS Trojans. Thank you, Sean Carter, for that update.
Proud to present the 2022 edition of the Marching Mustangs.
And we'll try to get some other scores from around the league as well.
Another update.
Our show opens with Royals, and everybody wants to rule the world.
Cumberland Valley, 28, State College 24 at halftime. That's a shootout in itself.
Featuring saxophone soloist Sean Kane. Our closer is David McLaughlin's Spirit Symphony that brings the show to an exciting conclusion. Tonight's performance features.
I want to thank all the fans for tuning in tonight.
So please sit back, relax, and enjoy.
And we'll have some halftime entertainment here with the band.
As you can see, some of our sponsors, their information is located at the bottom third of our screen with their logo and their contact information.
We have some scores from around the league. Central York all over Reading right now in the third quarter, 44-0.
Wow.
Halftime score, Dallastown 38, Spring Grove 24. DeLone Catholic 37, Hanover 15 at halftime. At halftime, Littlestown all over Biglerville, 34-0. And at Hornfield, Northeastern 7, Red Lion 3. And at halftime, West
Northeastern
York
7, Red Lion 3. That's interesting.
Yes, interesting. And West York Bulldogs 21, Susquehannock 12 at halftime. At halftime, also York Catholic 7, Fairfield 3. And you mentioned it, too. I mean, York Suburban all over Eastern York, 35-0, according to the score that I have.
And what I think is so key is that York High is winning big at halftime, and Central's winning big at halftime at their game. So they're really gearing up to see each other next week. That should be an awesome game, man. They're both coming in red hot and winning, and put up some big numbers in the first half, right before the game between their county championship matchup.
And, of course, we'll have the game next week. Our coverage will start at 6:45. Kickoff set for 7 p.m. right here at Smalls Athletic Field next Friday. Don't miss it. It's going to be
awesome.
A great game. Settle in with your friends and family and get your bottled water and popcorn and watch Sports Shooting Stars next Friday.
And make sure you like us on on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Check us out. We're going to be posting all the time. But right now, we're going to go ahead and let the marching band have their time. And we'll be back in a few minutes with some more updates and our sideline reporter.
We'll talk to our sideline reporter, Tyler Stroney, momentarily.
Yes, sir.
As we bring the game to you with Sports Shooting Stars. Welcome back, sports fans. Todd Edwards, Dew Jones. Joining us in the broadcast booth, Tyler Stroney, as both teams have made their way out of the locker room back onto the field to stretch and warm up. And Tyler, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, Todd, Jaheem White, and then Jaheem White again. He's got 4 total touchdowns tonight. Definitely in running for the player of the game. I mean, what else can you say? I mean, it's 38-7 right now, Dude and Todd, and we're having a good time. It's cold out here,
So what do you think that Southwestern has to do in the second half just to chip back into the game?
Well,
just to chip back into it.
You're still a playoff team, so you want to build on for next week. You want to see what you got. You want to expand the playbook around. You do. That's what good coaches are going to do, and they want to do that. That's how they're going to go about it. You got to score quickly. If you want to chip back into this game, because we've seen this team chip back into the game. They almost came back to beat Central after being down 3 touchdowns earlier in the year. So if they can get lucky on a few plays, maybe chuck up a ball deep, hit on one of these, it could be an entertaining second half here, dude.
Well, I think the storyline going into this game, since we've been into this game, is York's defense. York's defense was giving up a lot of points, per game, but now, they pretty much was putting up a shutout. And, just give me a little bit about York's defense. Has it been very impressive to you?
Ja'Kai Joseph has 3 passes defended tonight. He's been the #1 corner all night for York High. No matter who they've thrown at him, he's been able to get after it. And the D-line has been playing at the line of scrimmage. They haven't been as aggressive as they've been in weeks past, and they're really containing the run up front. They're not giving up the big runs that we saw them give up against Red Line. Southwestern hasn't been able to hit them on any screens, any shuffle passes. They've corrected that. They've watched the film, and they're working hard on that. And that's how you get hot going into the playoffs. And they got Central coming next week.
They do.
And you got a team that's coming in. Central is red hot. They're #1 in the district, and they love screens. They love shuffle passes. They love motion. They love it all. So just use this second half to see what you got and get ready for next week. Watch the film closely. Don't take any of these plays for granted, because next week is the real deal.
Absolutely, and we said that as well. As far as York coming into this game, last week they went against Dallastown. Dallastown put up 49 points on them, and right now they only have 7 points against. Southwest only put up 7 points. So that's a huge improvement for the York High Ball Club, and that's exactly what they need coming into the last game of the regular season against a team like Central York, which will most likely be our county championship.
Yeah, that definitely will be the county championship. They're playing at the line of scrimmage. That is something that in the Carlisle game, they didn't play at the line of scrimmage. Now they're playing at the line of scrimmage. They're latching on longer to these offensive linemen. And this Southwestern line, it's a big line. That's hard to prepare for. It's hard to prepare to play an offensive line with experience like that. And they've done a great job. Shout out to the defensive coaching staff for York High, getting ready for this game this week. And, obviously Southwestern, they were undisciplined at the beginning. They felt like there were a couple calls they could have had back, but, you got to keep going. And, that's football, right?
We're underway here. Start the second half. That's Damon Ogden with the carry far side out near the 40-yard line.
And that's a nice return.
Thank you, Tyler Stroney, our sideline reporter, for his input here.
And Tyler hit it right on the nose. What we were saying earlier, York's players and their coaching staff and their scouts, they did a great job of pre-gaming for this particular game, because the York players are really locked in and doing exactly what the coaches want them to do, especially on the defensive end. And they really sniffed out a lot of plays, I believe, that's usually makes Southwestern a successful offensive team. But tonight, York has been all over it.
This Southwestern ball club came in with a 6-2 record, and their defense averaging, giving up only 14 points. Tonight, not the case here with York High, 38 points right now, and to start the third quarter.
Nice 40. Nice 40. That's 40.
That was Luca DiRenzio with a carry, and not much going there.
Number 24, Luca DiRienzo on the carry. No gain on the play.
And that's Ja'Kai Joseph, who they call 40. He's all over it again. He's been calling his name quite often in the first half. He's doing a great job on the defensive line for York High.
Weisensale back in shotgun formation. And back to that running game. Carry by Luca DiRenzio, a senior running back, who we're seeing now in the running back position. No Cohen Bull, which we didn't get a report on Cohen in terms of the injury as he hobbled off earlier in the first half.
Number 8, Jameer Green on the tackle. Third down.
Ball at the 44-yard line.
Want to
Third
thank all
down
the
and 7.
fans that's tuning in tonight, watching the game on Comcast Cable Channel 18, or if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook on underneath our page, Sports Shooting Stars or the Dude Jones page. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, supporting this broadcast. Wide and sell back for pass. He's looking like he's going deep.
Looking deep, dude.
Just kind of in the middle
in
there.
and out of the hands his intended receiver, Damon Ogden. And it was a dangerous throw there as there were multiple Bearcat defenders around receiver Damon Ogden.
And that's a quick 3 and out.
Yeah, 3 and
for
out.
Southwestern.
Not the way you wanted to start coming out of the locker room here to start the second half.
And
Max Weisensail set to punt the ball off. David Ward back to receive it.
And again, Southwestern, their offense is looking pretty pedestrian and very conservative, throughout this game. When they first came out in the first quarter, they had a couple first downs, and they kind of fizzled out since then. Got to give a lot of credit to Yurka's defense. David Ward back for the punt return.
Takes a Mustang bounce again, and they have been pretty effective with their punting.
Hey, the punting game's been the best thing going for Southwestern so far.
Down inside the 5-yard line.
Now they have to make a play.
That's a long field for the Bearcats. But, when you have number 4, Jaheem White, wide receiver David Ward, and led by their quarterback Sam Stoner.
Jaheem White, with that punt return he did last in the second quarter, at the end of the second quarter, I mean, he's just something else. He's just a different type of beast. He's on another level.
It's certainly one of our plays of the game all year.
Oh, yeah,
season,
absolutely.
that big run by Jaheem White.
And
he's had many.
And he's tied with Bo Pagula as far as player of the games for Sports Shooting Stars. He has 5 player of the games. He's going to break it probably here tonight. He's going to be our all-time leader as far as player of the game. And we like to give the ball around to different people, but he's just a different type of animal when he has the ball in his hands.
West Virginia's set to get a good one there. There's Jaheem White with a carry down near the goal line. And, dude,
that's close to a safety.
That's close.
We're that should be at the 1-yard line. Should be at the 1-yard line.
White on the carry.
And that's interesting. I see Jaheem. There's a guy down.
They're injury timeout right now.
Timeout on the field for an injured player.
And it's a small.
And I can't quite make out who the injured player is right now, in the end zone.
And it's a small limp that I see Jaheem White has. He was coming out the tunnel during halftime. I saw him. He had a limp to him when he was walking out. Wonder if he's nursing anything as far as, a small injury or a pull or a tear or something to that degree. As you can see him there kind of recovering and getting himself together on the sideline there.
I believe that may be an injured Mustang, number 61, Aiden Wysocki out there, injured, as the training staff tends to Aiden.
I want to tell he's back on his feet now.
Schermeyer out there, yeah, he's on his feet, able to walk off.
That's
on
a good.
his own accord.
That's a good sign.
Is always a good sign, no doubt. Oh, one of the key defensive players for the Mustangs.
I want to tell the fans that the Mustangs, Southwestern, their 2 losses came by Dallastown 20-14, and then by Central York 30-28, and they were pretty much back-to-back losses early in September. And since then they've been rolling, but yes, they ran into a juggernaut tonight, and that's Yurka. Yeah, and Yurka has the ball at the 1-yard line.
Some movement there along the line, and it looks like.
And that's against Yurka. Can't push them back any further than where they're at. They're already at the 1-yard line.
That was right guard Alil Vasquez, a sophomore, with some movement there along the offensive line for the Bearcats. Yeah, we're at the 2. Half the distance to the goal, makes the ball at the 1-yard line.
Shotgun, get the ball to Jaheem White.
Jaheem White looking for running room. 5, 10, 15. Down the near sideline, dude.
Good
He could
gracious.
be gone.
That's 99 yards.
Midfield.
That's 99 yards.
30. They're not going to get him. 20.
Oh, my goodness.
Just like that, dude. A 99-yard touchdown run by Jaheem White.
There's a flag on the field.
There is a flag.
And I think that's coming back, and that sucks if that comes back.
Dude, that was highlight worthy.
Yeah, that's a 99-yard run. You like to see that from anybody. And that's great blocking as well from Yurka. From their players down the field, kept on blocking, giving Jaheem the opportunity to make those type of plays. And, that takes away a lot.
Wow,
that comes
incredible. Let me catch my breath, dude. And I tell you,
And I was just mentioning that, you know, Florida was on the side, you know, kind of limping a little bit. And, you know,
Well.
but once the ball's in his hands, he just turns it up to another level.
Turns the Jets on, and wow, incredible. 9:30 to go.
Reminds me a little bit of, you know, playing Madden back in the day with Barry Sanders. You know, they had the boost button. You know, you can just hit that button and just go extra speed, and that's just what he has, you know, to his arsenal. Jaheem White's, you know, heck of a player, man. And that call does come back. That's a 99-yard
negated
touchdown.
on a penalty call.
Negated from a touchdown.
Boy, I tell you. Looks like Amani Jones, the freshman, number 2 in the backfield.
Now it's 2nd and 13 with the ball at the...
And the give to Amani. Oh, fake. Going deep to Ward.
And that's
Almost
close to
picked
an
off.
interception. By number 12, Weisensell.
Weisensell playing as a defensive back.
Weisensell's doing a little bit of everything for the Mustangs. He's their quarterback, he's their punter, and now he's playing quarterback.
Had me faked out on that. It looked like the ball was going to be given to Amani Bones, and threw the ball deep.
One thing I do want to talk about, Todd, what do you think Jaheem White's ceiling is at the college level?
Is there one? I don't know that there is. I mean, based on what we've seen here in YIAA action, I mean, it's... he gets behind the big offensive line down there behind West Virginia. Oh, it's going to be special.
You got Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12 as well.
Yes. Yep. And the carry by Jaheem White out near the 20-yard line.
He just doesn't go down. He'd rather run through you than avoid you. That is Big 12 running backs. And you know what? If he gets a lot better in the passing game, there is no reason why he could not be a Big 12 Player of the Year. If he doesn't win Pennsylvania State Player of the Year this year, I mean, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in the running for that right now if you look at him stat-wise.
Yeah, he's throwing up the stats, no doubt, Tyler.
Yeah, he had some gaudy numbers this year coming into his senior campaign. So, you know, Jaheem White should definitely be a nominee for Player of the Year in the state of Pennsylvania. And he's going to do a lot of things at the next level for West Virginia.
The give to the freshman Amani Bones. And a flag thrown due.
Another flag is thrown. Armani Bones, the freshman.
5'10".
Freshman running back, also starting linebacker for York High.
Another holding call.
They have a lot of high hopes for Amani Bones. He's going to be the guy that's going to, you know, take over the realm at the running back position next year.
Jaheem White moves on to the next level, as you said, Big 12 play with West Virginia.
Let me just give you a list of York High running backs. Just Khalid Dorsey, replaced by DeJour Stewart, backed up by Toby Stokes, replaced by Jaheem White, and now you got Amani Bones. I mean, this school breeds running backs like it's just a factory here. And shout out to the offensive coaching staff for developing these backs, because there's a lot of guys getting a lot of opportunities at the next level because they have proper development.
Pass incomplete.
Absolutely, Tyler. I believe that York High hangs their hat on pretty much their running game and their running backs throughout the years, from Omar Brown, Emmico Sweeney, and, you know, the list just keeps going up and up. You know, Jason Roscoe, you know, back in the 90s. I mean, it just keeps going up and up.
Boy,
but like Tyler said, you know,
rich history here.
Rich history for sure.
Yes.
But as far as some the best players I've seen at the York High level, you know, since we've been filming, it has to be DeJour Stewart, Khalil Dorsey, and then Jaheem White. You know, these guys are, you know, this next level, probably some of the best football players that I've seen play, you know, in the county. And of course, Bo Perula. They're the top guys that I've seen play at this level.
And they give to Monty Bones, looking for running room.
Only a freshman. Armani Bones is also one of those guys that we featured on our freshman phenoms this year. You know, he's one of the top guys for York High, and he's going to be somebody who's going to be featured throughout the next couple of years for the Bearcats. He has a great, you know, captain and Jaheem White to look after, you know, as far as how to run and, you know, some mental things he can tell him. Yeah, mentor.
Yes. A mentor, yes. And, Jaheem White checks back in.
3rd and 19.
3rd and 19. The ball needs first down
York
out
High
to about
needs
the
some chunk
29
yardage.
yard line for a first down.
It looks like he's going to David Ward.
Stoner.
It's going to David Ward. There
And
it is.
Caught by David Ward out to the 35. Far side 40. And out of bounds, first down.
And David Ward was on our breakout list, and he's a guy who I consider a yak king.
Yes.
Yards after catch. He does a great job running routes, and he knows how to get open. Only a sophomore. Number one, keep an eye on David Ward. He's going to be one of the players to watch next year and going to be in our top power players next year for, YIAA. That was a great pass from Sam Stoner, too. I don't want to, look away from that. Sam Stoner's been putting the ball on the dime this year for his players.
And they give to Jaheem White, midfield. 45.
There it is.
40, near
there
side.
It is.
Looking for running room.
Oh, stutter step.
Mate, what
stutter
a move.
step. Give me one more.
Down inside that 10, and what a run by Jaheem White.
And you seen that stiff arm coming.
Yeah.
It's almost like a punch in the face, right on your chin.
Another penalty.
And Jaheem White is down. He's in some pain. He's grimacing. Never like to see that.
No, not at all. And he's down
just
at
a
around
workhorse.
the 10-yard. Well,
he's just a workhorse. Absolutely workhorse. And there's another flag on the play.
And it may be coming back, too.
And that comes back. That's going to take off almost 150 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Off of Jaheem's, all-purpose yardage.
Jaheem White's on his feet there with the training staff. Coach Russ Stoner out.
And as I said before, coming out the tunnel during halftime, I saw Jaheem White limping. Don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's with his hip or his leg.
Yeah,
But he gives it all out there on the field. And the fans are not really feeling that flag. There's some big-time runs that have been called back for a flag.
Not to take away from that, but shout out to Aiden Wasaki, the big D tackle, running
Yes.
all the way downfield to make that play. And, that's just never given up. Pursuit of the ball carrier down the field, taking the angle. So there's still fight left in him. He has 4 tackles for loss tonight, 9 tackles as a D tackle. And 2 of them are off of screens. So that's just a dominating performance right there, despite his team being down by 31 right now.
Hey, that's a great note, Tyler. I thought the same thing when I saw 61 running down there and making that tackle. He was way down the field and caught up with a guy like Jaheem White. Great observation for number 61 for the Mustangs. And Jaheem White is out of the game now.
Yeah, he's on the bench.
He's being looked at by the medical staff. Sam Stoner on the rollout. Sees nothing or sees something, and that's a tip.
Oh, and picked off.
That's a pick, and that's against Amari Newsom.
Ben Klein, a sophomore, with the interception. And first turnover.
First turnover. That's extra interception.
Yes.
Great pick.
Southwestern.
Give Southwesterns, some little bit of
They have
room.
some moxie. Yeah, they haven't packed
Some
it in
breathing
yet.
room.
And right now, excellent midfield ball. They're going to get the
And that ball
ball
was
here.
tipped
Yes.
out of Amari Newsom's hands. And we said again, this is Amari's first year, 6'6", first year playing organized football. He's still a little bit raw, but he's coming along very nicely. He's going to make some mistakes like that throughout the game, but he's a guy you want to keep in the game. He's a big target. Amari Newsom's the big tight end for Yorkai, listed at 6'6". Southwestern in shotgun, handoff.
And they're content to stick to that running game. That's number 24, Luca DiRenzio, a senior,
On the carry.
with the carry.
Gain of 2.
You're down by 31 right
Second
now.
down.
Yeah.
We're under 7 minutes to go. Southwestern with the interception.
And Southwestern has to make some adjustments. They see that Jaheem White is not in the game. He was playing defense for Yorkai throughout this game. So, they probably could go deep again. They had Jaheem back there as far as some insurance.
Playing more of the free safety
Yeah.
position on defense.
As we said, Yorkai plays right at the line. So, if you can beat him off the line of scrimmage, you got an opportunity. And that's another
Except the
screen.
screen.
That's a lot of room. A lot of room.
And plenty of running room there.
A lot of room.
He could be gone to inside the 20, down to the near 10-yard line.
And that's that
for
screen
number
play.
24, Luca DiRenzio. And a big screen.
Todd, that's that screenplay they've been trying to get going since the first half.
And they got it going there on that play. A
A lot of
big
room
passing
right there.
catch there for the Mustangs. Ball be set up at the 13-yard line of the Bearcats.
And the Mustangs are showing they still have some fire in
They're
them.
knocking on the door right now, the Mustangs.
And we got to also let them know that, the Mustangs are in field goal position. They have a field goal kicker. So, when it comes to fourth down, it wouldn't be a bad idea to kick a field goal to get some points. Maybe do an onside kick if you don't get the touchdown.
And a running play, not much going there, do.
And as I said before, with the football game evolving and turning into, into a new style, you see a lot of the quarterbacks in the shotgun formation on both sides of the ball. We'd like to see them change it up here and there, go underneath the center, just to get the defense a different look. I like to see your do that as well, because the further you go in the playoffs, you're going to see different teams, elite defenses. You want to get them different looks.
You mentioned you're going to have the Harrisburg. You're going to have Cumberland Valley, maybe Wilson in the mix, Manheim Township.
Weisensell deep in shotgun, looking, pass, caught.
Oh, and that should have been
hands.
caught. In and out of the hands of number 5, Carson Trone, a senior for Southwestern.
And that was an accurate pass. It's a drop ball.
Third down.
Yeah, if you're Southwestern, you got to get a quick score right here. You need to air it out. You can't let that clock run if you want to get back into this game.
Get down by 31 right now. 5:08 to go, Tyler. And you're right, a quick strike offense right now is needed for the Mustangs.
One thing we don't know is how much experience Southwestern has in a no-huddle offense if they get back into this game. Every time a play is called, and they're going to air it out right here.
Max looking downfield into the end zone and almost picked off.
And then almost caught.
And almost caught, exactly.
Pass called incomplete. Fourth down.
It'll bring up a fourth down.
Now, this fourth down, what would you do, Todd, if you was in this situation? Are you going for 3 points to get some points on the board? Or are you going to – it's 4th and 10. It's not –
4th and 10, yeah.
4th and long pretty much.
The analytics tell you probably go for it in this day and age, right? I mean, you're seeing that at the NFL level. And
I know the Philadelphia Eagles, they go for 4th downs almost every play.
You're seeing more and more teams do it. And
I like the play call. They're staying aggressive. I like the play call. They believe in their team.
Spread out.
Let's see how the defense steps up for your car. And that's a pass up in the air.
Into the end zone.
And that's a catch.
Big time catch.
That's a touchdown.
By number 3.
Exactly when they needed it.
The kicker caught that one.
Wow. That was a tough catch. That was a tough catch.
That's a 13-yard touchdown reception.
And that's exactly what Southwestern needed.
Yeah, Southwestern needed a touchdown, got the touchdown there on that drive with 4:54 to go here in the third quarter.
Got to give a lot of credit.
And now Matt Benzing's going to line up for the point after attempt. And the point kick is up and good.
Matt Benzing, he's doing a little bit of everything for Southwestern. That was a great catch. I mean, great job keeping your hands on the ball even as you hit the turf. And that's exactly what the Mustangs needed.
Your score, York High 38, Southwestern 14 with 4:54 to go. And looking down there on the sideline of York High, Jaheem White still on the bench.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if he enters the game here in the third quarter.
York High has to be aware of the onside kick.
Yes.
And you never know, with Jaheem White not being in the game now, it could change the complexion of this game and what's going on as far as the game call, and I mean the play calling and pretty much the game. Jaheem White's a huge part of the York High offense. And that's a short kick.
Short kick to the up man.
Armani Bones with the ball.
Bones with the
he got blockers.
30.
And that's a great tackle by committee from the Mustangs. It's a little roughness going on.
I see things getting a little chippy down there.
A little chippy out there.
Return. And 4:45 to go here, in the third quarter.
Now let's look at this York High offense is without Jaheem White in the backfield.
Ball be spotted at the 34-yard line. First and 10 Bearcats.
There we go.
And that's a good
Newsom
catch.
there with the reception and a
From
first
Amari.
down there.
Good catch from Amari Newsom.
Oh,
Going to the
6'6".
turf. Going to the turf to catch that ball. Great job for number 12.
First down, Bearcats.
Going to see him for York High basketball this year as
Well,
well.
we're inside, what, 30 days till the basketball season
within
starts
30 days.
in YIAA.
Can't wait. And right now, York High is taking their time at the line.
Bones in motion.
Hand
Give
off
to
to
Montrez
Montrez.
Jackson.
Still on his feet.
Still.
Jackson on the carry.
And entering the game, number 4, Jaheem White.
Just can't keep a good man down. He's back into the game.
Back in there. And
He knows how much he means to this team. He doesn't
Yes.
want to give Southwestern any momentum. Even if you use him as a diversion, it's great to have Jaheem White out there on the field because it makes you want to key on him every single down. I wouldn't just feed him the ball to begin with. Use him as a diversion, make sure his legs are there, and he doesn't get injured.
well, they're going
He has the
to
ball.
they're going to feed Jaheem White with a carry, 45. Still on his feet, near sideline,
Wow.
out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. And, well, dude, just like that.
He's like a
Picks
video
up
game
where he
player,
left it.
man. He's like a video game player. Like, you think he's injured, you think he's hobbled, you think he's hurt, then he gets the ball and boom.
First down, Bearcats.
And a first down for the Bearcats with just over 3 minutes to go.
And the fans are still trickling in here at the Smalls Field here tonight. Not a packed house as
No,
I expected, but you know,
Well, maybe they're at home watching us tonight, do we?
maybe
Our
so,
hope
maybe
is
so.
on this
we were off
Friday
the
night.
air for about 2 weeks, so you
Yeah,
know
they're-
we're back
fans
to
are maybe
it.
craving Sports Shooting Stars this Friday.
And that's a quick pass out
To David Ward, far side, 30. Brought down at about the 30-yard line.
And that's a solid tackle from
By
Weisensell.
Number 12, Max Weisensell.
Weisensell, he's
Not
doing a
afraid
little
to
bit of
lay-
everything.
Lay the wood down a little bit out there
For
on the
the-
defensive side.
He is. He's a quarterback, but as you
Yeah,
can show, he
he's-
can lay the wood as well.
And
Right.
if you're the Bearcats right now, you're looking maybe to chip away some of the time off the
Yep.
clock. And
And I always say the Mustangs have a good opportunity because York High doesn't kick field goals, so they can hold them 4 times.
there's Jaheem White with a carry. Hurdles
Over his buddy.
He jumps over one of his teammates down
White carries.
at about the 15-yard line, and another first down, and move the chains.
Gain of
And
15.
He's just unstoppable. That's just what it is. Just unstoppable.
yeah, it's incredible.
He's as good as advertised,
No
or
doubt.
better.
Maybe better. And right now, Jaheem White down again, an injury
And there's a
timeout.
timeout. And
And,
again, if Jaheem's injured, you know he can. You know he's better than a lot of guys, even at 80%.
Yeah.
And if he's injured, he's not, feeling 110%. And this game is pretty much up. You're up by at least 3
You're up, yeah.
touchdowns. You would think, just bring him in intermittently and let him get some plays here and there. You don't want a guy like that to be injured or even be hobbled going into next week
Oh,
against
no,
Central
yeah.
York, which is going to be the county championship.
Yes, for the D1 crown. And we will be bringing that game to you, Tyler Strode. Hopefully Marcellus Gottwald will be back in the saddle.
The whole team.
Along with the whole team, yeah. Hugh Jones, yours truly here is Jaheem White being tended to by the training staff. And I'm not sure if it's an ankle issue there, dude. I can't quite make it out from
Don't know
atop
for
the press
sure.
box, but
But we know he's been pretty much, hobbled a little bit this game here and there. Can't tell when he got the ball in his hand, but outside of that,
no,
you can
he-
see him limping and having some trouble. I don't know if it's ankle, hip, knee, leg, or what's going on. But, we wish the best for Jaheem.
yeah, I'd like to take time right now to thank our sponsors for tonight's game. We have a few of them. How about it, do? Basil Insurance Company, Dean's Auto Plaza, S3 Performance Training, and you can see right now,
Injured Bearcat is
and I don't know if it's a cramp
Jaheem
because he
White.
was walking off the field. Now he went back down on the field. Training staff tending.
Yeah, we're not trying to. When the players go down, we don't focus on the player on the field as far as him laying or getting treatment. So fans can't see that right now, but he's still getting some treatment. And it may be a cramp, maybe a hamstring issue. We're not 100% sure. But right now, he's still being attended to.
York Area Flag Football League, another sponsor for Sports Shooting Stars. Engine Company Sports and Parma's Pizza of Dallastown, all sponsors for Sports Shooting Stars.
And Parma's Pizza is going to give away a free pizza to the player of the game. And also the Basketball Warehouse is going to give away 3 recovery treatments at their facility, a $65 voucher to the player of the game. So, we want you guys to vote for player of the game towards the end of the fourth quarter. Jaheem is back on his feet.
Yes, yep.
Doesn't look 100% at all, but he is back on his feet. And the fans are clapping it up for him. Want to give a shout out to Chris Water. My man Ice is giving us a little tidbit about some other great running backs at York High. Ronnie, Cash, Register, Joe Montu, Andrew Smoke McMillan, and Jeff Bright, just to name a few. We really appreciate that, Chris. Thanks for tuning in tonight as well.
The give to Montrez Jackson right up the middle.
Another tidbit about Chris. Chris really helped out Shaq a long time ago when Shaq was, I believe out in Germany, I think they were at.
I remember there was an
on a
article
base.
featured in the newspaper, yes.
Yeah, they're on a base, and, Shaq was really raw, didn't have the footing down like that. Ice, took it upon himself to show Shaq, some of the, down low moves and how to do things on the basketball level. Shaq even gave him a shout out, I believe, during his Hall of Fame
induction.
speech. Chris is one of our, hometown guys, so big shout out to Chris Water.
Pass caught by
who we
David
know is
Ward,
Ice.
looking to make a move, and down near the ball comes out. Referee saying it's a touchdown. David Ward.
And that was a crazy play
It
right
was.
there.
That was a 10-yard touchdown pass.
Big time hit from the Mustangs. Put David Ward, made him bobble that ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
But they considered that a touchdown because he broke the plane. And David Ward's a little bit, he's shaking it off right now. He's good to go. The sophomore.
With a big touchdown reception, his first in tonight's game with
One of the-
2:02 to go.
One of the breakout stars in the YIAA this year. Really came out of nowhere. He's been playing football for a lot of years, but this year he really put on and did a great job and really making his name known for the York High Ball Club. Sam Stoner in shotgun. James McBride in motion, hand off to Montrez.
And they give to Montrez Jackson, and boy, another 2-point. That's 4 2-point
Yeah.
conversions for
Montrez Jackson
Montrez
has
Jackson.
8 points himself.
8 points. And your score with 2:02 to go here in the third quarter. York High 46, Southwestern 14.
And York High's hitting their mark. They hit that 45-point mark, which they've been averaging throughout the whole year so far. And right now, that may have been the nail in the coffin to kind of push York High in the driver's seat as far as winning this game.
In other scores from around the league, Central York in the fourth quarter all over Reading, 44-0 due. Dallastown 46, Spring Grove 32. Delone Catholic 51, Hanover 15. Red Lion 31, Northeastern 14 on homecoming weekend for Red Lion. West York could be moving to their second win of the year, 34-12 over Susquehanna.
Well, that'll be your West York's third win because I believe they won last week on a comeback. If I'm
Okay,
not
I stand
mistaken,
corrected,
that
yeah.
will be their third win of the year. So great job from West York.
York Suburban all over Eastern, 42-6. York Catholic and Fairfield knotted up at 10 in the fourth quarter. Some scores again from around the league.
Yeah, it's week 9, Todd. So, things are coming down to pretty much the end of the year as far as teams making it to the, district playoffs and having a good record. It all comes down to the next 2 weeks for a lot of football teams in the YIAA.
Yeah, what Southwestern can hang their hat on right here is none of their losses have come against any 5A or 4A opponents. They've all been against 6A opponents, and they fought in each and every game against those 6A opponents.
A screen there intended running back Luca
That's what
Dorenzi.
York High is going to see a lot of next week against Central York. You're going to see Parker Hines waiting right there. So they're going to have to test it. You know what I'm excited to see next week? David Ward and Saxon Sukanik one-on-one, because now
what
you
a
got to
matchup.
factor in Jaheem White in the backfield. Dallastown didn't have that threat in the backfield that you had to, attend to. So that's what's going to be so much fun about next week's game, Todd.
Some other players to keep an eye on for Central, of course, quarterback Nazir Still.
Yes.
And let's not forget Joel's Goff, who
Yeah.
picked up recently his third Division I offer to Duke. A running back for
Big
Central
shout out
York.
to Joel's Golf and having that Division I offer. That's huge for,
Back to the running game there.
for the program over at Central York. They had those Division I offers. And as Tyler said, Saxon Sukanik, David Ward, that matchup is going to be ideal. I would love to see that. Even Nasir Steele, the quarterback for Central York, that was the biggest question mark coming into this year, with Bo graduating, going to Penn State, the quarterback position for Central York. And I believe Nasir stepped up and did a great job so far. He's doing a lot of things with his legs. He's very quick. He's passing the ball on the dime when he has to. Parker Hines is having a great year. They're working the ball around to a lot of different guys. They have another kid out there by the name of Shaw. He's doing a great job as well. So, it's going to be a great matchup between two offensive, arsenals between York High and Central York, and especially the defense. Central York's defense, coming into the game, they put up better numbers than York High's defense, but the way York High's playing defense tonight shows us that they can play that type of football and really shut down a team when they need to, and they're hitting the strides at the right time.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one, and we encourage our fans to tune in next Friday as we bring the game to you, Central York at York High, right here from Smalls Athletic Field.
And despite Central's roster getting thinner and thinner as the season's gone on, because that is something that's been happening, they've been getting a lot stronger, and their chemistry has gotten a lot better. And we saw that in the Dallastown game. We were there for the Cumberland Valley game. We saw in that first half there were a lot of chemistry problems. They've gotten tighter. They're big up front still. They still got Elijah Inners out at left tackle. You got Danny Pham, and then you got Scott Monk, who's stepping up and who's starting to get a lot of looks from even Division II schools at this point. So they're developing. They're getting better as the season goes on. Next week's just going to be a blast. Tune in for this one next week. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, definitely. And I also want to give a shout out to Ray Bell for Central York on the line, man.
Bell, yes.
275-pounder Ray Bell. He's doing a great job for the Central York
that
ball
Wilson
club.
game, he had a fumble recovery. I remember calling that. It was, yes, Ray Bell. And, of course, Central York taking care of business against Reading. And what a matchup next week it's going to be. We'll consider this the main event for the division crown next week right here. But back to action here, Weisenham.
He's going long.
Looking to go deep. Incomplete.
And speaking of Reading, I want to give a big shout out to Lonnie Walker, playing for the Los Angeles Lakers right now, putting up some big numbers, playing alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis and the rest of and Russell Westbrook. Lonnie Walker had 26 points, I believe, a couple days ago for the Lakers.
A few years ago, they were state champs playing at the sweetest place on earth up at the Giants
Sky
Center.
Walker.
Incredible.
Yeah, their coach, I believe, Reading's coach Ortega.
Rick Perez.
Rick Perez. There it is,
coach,
Rick Perez.
Very successful.
He's very
coach,
successful.
yes.
I love his coaching philosophy. He does a great job getting his guys ready for games, and he produces, playoff and state championship teams.
Screen pass there, incomplete. But on a side note, want to make mention, I believe the Central basketball team will open up on the road at Reading in the month of November. Dude, what a barn burner that'll be.
Reading, they're the real deal. They're a high school team that plays in stadiums. They rent out the Senator Stadium up there. They had the #1 player in the nation go in there, walk in there, and they beat him. That's just the kind of program Perez runs. And, he's so disciplined with his athletes. It's just such a great system. And shout out to Lonnie Walker. That's just a kid from the 717, balling out in the NBA right now. In the #1 market in the world. That doesn't happen very often. Shout out to him and the work he put in.
To be out L.A. in the Staples Center, man, must be something else for, 20-something-year-old kid.
There's James McBride Jr. with a carry, looking for running room near side 40, 35-30. Down inside the 30-yard line, James McBride Jr. with a carry, number 10.
And just one more thing I want to add on about Coach Perez for Reading, the culture he brings and the winning philosophy that he has. I remember a couple years ago we were filming a game at York High, and before the game, or after the game, he sat there in front of the whole gym and had a speech for both ball clubs, and he was talking about how important it is for kids to be still playing, playing sports and respecting their elders and making something of themselves. And it really hit home for me because I know a lot of these kids are from the inner city and they need some things to look forward to. And Rick Perez definitely talks about that. Big shout out to Reading.
The right buttons to push.
He
no
does.
doubt.
Yeah,
and,
big shout out to
been
Reading and
quite
what
successful.
they do. Also, like I said, give a shout out to York High's coach Clovis Gallen. He does a great job of coaching these kids.
Who is here tonight as
He's
the
here
MC,
tonight.
the official MC here at Smalls Athletic Field.
He's been the basketball coach for like the last 10 years for York High. Does a great job with his team. Expect to see some games with York High this year on the basketball level.
Stoner back, looking to throw the ball. Completes to Gene McBride inside the 20-yard
Great
line.
pass.
Stoner pass complete to number 10, James
Got to give a
McBride.
lot of credit to York High's offensive line. They give Stoner a lot of opportunity, a lot of time to look for open plays, and right there, he had James McBride going straight down the middle for a big time catch.
Yes.
And for a
Running
first
in
down.
stride. And
Brings the ball to the 16-yard line.
Pickup on the play. First down, Bearcats.
And this is one of the first games I have seen from the Bearcats where they put together 4 quarters. So far, it's been 4. Well, you know, we're only in the 3rd quarter, so I can only expect next quarter to be the same way. But they're doing a great job of putting together 4 quarters, and that's what you need to have. David Ward with a fumble.
by Ward.
And they consider that an incomplete
Yes.
pass.
Stoner pass intended for number
Somewhat of
1,
a shovel
James
pass.
McBride.
Yeah,
Right,
you gotta-
Tyler?
Yeah, you know, that's what it looked like it was supposed to be. But
Yeah.
I could go for some Parma's Pizza right now, Todd.
Warm us up a little bit.
Yeah, they're
If
open. I might
Darren's
have to head
watching,
over there after this because they got some good pizza.
Post-game meal at Parma's Pizza.
Big shout out to Darren Bonaquista, big-time supporter. Check out Parma's Pizza, located in Dallastown. Your neck of the woods, Todd.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I saw Darren in the Halloween parade at Dallastown last night.
Darren does a
He's
lot.
all around town, yes.
Darren does a lot for the community. Armani Bones, nothing coming with that play
Gonna
there.
Stand him up.
And they should have blew the whistle prior to Armani Bones getting tackled like that. He was pretty much stood up, and they
Yeah, he
should have blew
was-
the whistle, but they
Bones
didn't.
pass. Loss of 1.
Jaheem White is still out the game right now. He's
Yeah,
on the
you
bench.
notice
He's not getting any treatment, so maybe
No.
maybe he is okay. Just on the bench
I have
at this
a
current
feeling
time.
we may have seen the last of him tonight in tonight's game with a comfortable lead for York High right now. Yeah.
And you know who had that tackle right there for a loss? Wasaki again. You know, he's still fighting, and that's what his coaches talked about before the game. No matter the situation, no matter the score, it doesn't matter if they're up 30 or down 30, he's going to fight. And he's always going to fight to get back into this game. You know, that's the kind of guy at the next level that, you know, these colleges want to recruit.
Definitely. You know, one of the stars for the Mustangs is Wasaki, number 61. He's doing a great job. He had that touchdown-saving tackle against Jaheem White, and, you know, he's doing a great job out there. It's a big shout-out to Wasaki. It's always good to see defensive linemen, you know, get some recognition. So big
and we
shout-out to
know
them.
Tyler will expose that any opportunity he gets. How about it?
Man, I always got love for the big boys up front. I mean, so many of them came through my school. I mean, Josh Gaffney, now up
Josh
at University
Gaffney.
of Albany.
Albany,
you know?
yes.
You know, so many guys. Just Seth Griffiths played defensive end for us on our run to the state championship. You know, he's playing in North Carolina at the Division II level. He's playing really well. There's a lot of guys in a lot of places. Kyle Fontes, defensive end, just scored his first touchdown the other day for Bucknell a few weeks
Bucknell.
ago against VMI as a tight end. So, you know, I was behind a lot of talent. I was really fortunate to learn from those guys. It gave me a lot of opportunities that I could have pursued in football. And, you know, someday I might want to go back to coaching, Todd.
Yeah, there you go.
I miss
You have an
football, you know.
interest. Yeah.
That's
Real
what,
passion.
you know, when I went to St. Vincent for my recruiting visit, they said, you sound more like a coach than a player. It was, you
Maybe
know.
we're trying to tell you something there, Tyler.
Yeah, you know, you never know. I mean, you never know if I want to enter the, you know, I'd be the hottest free agent on the
you
market for
go.
what I want to say, Todd.
And we're about set to start the 4th quarter. York High 46, Southwestern 14.
You know, this is when York High can work on their power run game here, you know, see what you got without Jaheem White in the game, you know. Big number 55 out there. I don't think he's lost a single battle all night.
No. And they give to
Yeah.
Montrez Jackson with a carry.
And Montrez Jackson, he's coming into his own as well. He's a very solid back, a great third down option for them if they need to seek that, because in the playoffs, you're going to have to run the ball.
Yes.
It's going to be colder. There's not going to be any nice nights. I mean, it could be pouring down rain. You're not going to want to chuck the ball. I mean, despite Sam Stoner, he's had 500. I mean, 2 years ago, they went up to Coatesville, and he had 500 yards against Coatesville. They brought 5 down linemen on him. And if you watch the film, he just torched them through the air all night. So, you know.
Oh, the snap over the head of Stoner. He's just going to fall on it. And a huge loss on that play.
And I got another update from Sean Carter. York Suburban 35 over Eastern I'm sorry. York Suburban 42, Eastern 12. That is the final.
The final score, the Trojans with another big win.
Also, an update from State College. Also, update from State College, Cumberland Valley 41. Cumberland Valley 41, State College 24, with 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. As we said, Cumberland Valley on one of the district rankings is ranked number 1. They have Central at number 2. Your guy did a great job of stuffing that up the middle.
You have to wonder here with Southwestern down like they are right now. They're committed to the running game, but time's not exactly on their side here, Dew.
Second down and 11.
Wisensale back looking to throw the ball.
And he got a lot of
Incomplete.
pressure.
Yeah,
He's on his back right now, Wisensale.
Some final scores from around the league. York Catholic 17, Fairfield 10. It's a final at Central, Dew. Central 44, Reading 8.
Reading did get on the board.
They in the fourth quarter. What a shootout at Dallastown. Dallastown 54, Spring Grove 40 in the fourth quarter.
A lot of points being put up.
Duluth Catholic 51, Hanover 31 in the fourth quarter. Littlestown defeated Biglerville 48-7. Red Lion all over Northeastern 31-14 on their homecoming.
Wisensale with a pass. And that's a catch. No, incomplete pass. Close to an interception for David Ward, number 1 for York High. I'm sorry, I had to.
West York all over Susquehannock 41-18 in the fourth quarter. Go ahead, Dew.
Want to do an update. Cumberland Valley's actually down to State College. Cumberland Valley's down. State College has 41. Cumberland Valley has 31. And as we said before, Cumberland Valley is ranked number 1 in District 3. Number 2. I saw another ranking. They had them at 1. So I know it's a fluid ranking system, but back to punt.
Wisensale gets the punt off. And again, it's going to take another Mustangs bounce inside the 40-yard line.
And that's the best thing going for Southwestern this game. Their punt,
Yeah.
their special teams and their punting has been on point 100%.
Here's some stats from York High. Sam Stoner, 10 for 19 for 159 yards and 1 touchdown. Receiver David Ward, 7 receptions for 108 yards and 1 touchdown. And we mentioned it, Jaheem White, 19 carries for 191 yards and 3 touchdowns. And let's not forget that, 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown for Jaheem White.
And now, you just want to see what you got, Todd. But you know what I'm excited for next week? The battle between the assistant coaches for Central and York High. 2 guys that don't get talked about enough are Matt Baker for York High and Mike Cesarano for Central York, the defensive coordinator versus the offensive coordinator. In terms of the best in the county, you got that going on. So you got these 2 guys scheming all week for that. They're going to be watching film. They're going to be just, doing all the crazy scouting report stuff that most of us aren't going to take the time to do. And, that's the stuff that wins football games. And, next week's just going to be a thriller. But
And Matt Baker, by the way, former Temple Owl.
Yeah,
his ball under a guy by the name of Bruce Arians, who I think we know from this area. Yes.
Now the GM, is he the GM?
I believe he's in the management position, with Tampa Bay, yes. Yep.
So.
native of here.
York native, York High grad. And Stoner looking to throw the ball deep to James McBride, in and out of his hands.
And Stoner took a little heat right there after that pass. I want to give York High's offensive line a lot of credit because Stoner hardly ever gets hit. He's always on his feet. And, the offensive line does a great job protecting Stoner, in the pocket. That's one of the reasons why he became the leading passer for York High at the quarterback position, because he has so much time and his offensive line does so much for him, so he can make those type of plays. And, of course, the wide receivers for York High, they have a triple threat option with McBride, David Ward.
And that's a quarterback keeper by Stoner looking for the first down. He gets it.
They
Out
needed
near
1 yard,
midfield.
and they
Yeah,
got 3.
For 3 yards to pick up the first down.
And I always wonder, Todd, you know, when you get up big like this in these type of games, and you have your star players out there, and you're getting towards the end of the season where you have a big game next week, the county championship, then you're going into the playoffs, when you start implementing some of the, you know, the younger guys into the game, maybe the, you know, the backup quarterback, you know, the backup wide receiver, the backup running back. Not so much the line guys, because they need to be there to protect. But, you know, some of your star players, you like to see other guys get an opportunity so that, you know, your star players don't get hurt. Which we never wish to happen, of course. Armani Bones with the ball.
Armani Bones with the carry.
Bones carry.
And that's Wilkowski. Wilkowski again, number 61, been calling his name throughout the whole game.
Side for Southwestern.
He's just an animal out there.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
What's been so impressive about his night is every single play, there's been 2 guys on him all night.
Being
I
double
mean,
teamed.
defeating
Yeah,
double
it's
teams is one of the hardest things to do in football because you got to focus on, you got to get your hands on one man. You know, that's something they always taught us. Leverage one guy while you take on 2. Because if you try to take on 2, you're only using half your power, you know, on both these guys. So that's what's so special about him, defeating double teams. Like right now, he just defeated another team. Sam Stoner's rolling out. He's going to escape. He's going to keep going.
He's got it
to the 45. He's going to get out of bounds.
Close to a first down there.
And as you said, look at number 61.
Stoner using his leg. Yeah.
Wilkowski's always around the ball. He's a big man, but he's always around the ball. You can see him right
Hands
there,
on
number
his
61.
hips right now. Yeah, 61.
You guys got to follow him on Instagram. All these kids out here that we're calling out, follow him on Instagram, show him some love. These guys are down by almost 30 points, but they're still playing very hard football. And Wilkowski's everywhere, number 61 for the Southwestern Mustangs. And right now, York High, all they have to do is pretty much run the ball, get a couple first downs, kneel it,
just chew up some
and that's
clock
it.
here, and it's a comfortable lead.
Expect to see Armani Bones get the ball here.
And Bones with that carry.
And he gets the ball. He stood up again.
Just over 7.5 minutes to go here in the 4th and final quarter from Smalls Field. Want to remind the fans to tune into Sports Shooting Stars next Friday as we bring the game to you. Central York at York High. What a main event matchup it's going to be.
That's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild.
And a penalty flag call. Now we're trying to figure out here.
And that penalty flag's against David Ward, and I don't know why. I didn't get a chance to see that. I don't know if there was a late hit.
And Russ Stoner right now talking to the referee.
The fans are not liking that for York
they're
High.
not.
The Bearcat faithful, they're not feeling that at all. And they're talking to David Ward right now. I don't know what happened, but again, David's only a sophomore. He's going to make some mistakes, and you know he's going to be fired up. He plays with his emotions. He makes some big-time plays. He's one of the best players offensively for York High. And York High has to be very disciplined. I know in times past, watching York High go against Central York, I saw York High kind of unravel a little bit, discipline. You know, just their emotions got into it, where they had some unsportsmanlike conduct and just some plays like that. So they have to be very disciplined going into that game and don't play with their emotions.
And it looks as if it's obviously a penalty against York High. Still trying to figure out the call here.
Yeah, you know, there's some legendary battles that have gone on between Central and York High dating back to the DeJour Stewart 300-plus yard game, you know. That was the night I feel like that rivalry really started. A lot of people say it started the year before, but with that year.
We were here the year, remember, Bo's brother got knocked out.
Yeah, you were here.
Yes, we were. I mean, you remember that game quite well.
I was here. It was pouring down rain. It was a cool, like 40 degrees. Mason Myers, he had the kick return touchdown at the start of the half. He's wrestling at Pitt Johnson.
To go deep. Overthrew his intended receiver, James McBride Jr.
Shout out to Mason Myers. He's wrestling now at Pitt Johnstown, Division II level. You know, a lot of guys from that York High team, you know, going out doing some crazy things too.
And if I remember, they inserted someone by the name of Bo Pribula to play.
They did.
You remember that?
And that year,
Season, yes,
York High
it
was a powerhouse team that year for sure, and they overpowered Central York. But I
They did.
remember that particular play when Cade Perbrula got knocked out the play, and that was by Dejour Stewart. Dejour Stewart laid the hammer and knocked Cade out the game, and that really changed the trajectory of the whole game.
Remember Rob Rideout?
Rob White,
Man, he was an athlete. He went to Millersville, and man, he one-on-one in coverage, nobody wanted to see him. He would press on everyone. You know, I don't think he gave up. I think he gave up like 2 touchdowns the whole year. He was truly one of the better corners to come through York County in recent years.
Yeah, Rob Ryder, as you said, he's one of those guys that, you kind of forget about just slightly when you think about him defensively, because on the offensive side, you throw him a bomb, he was catching everything that you threw up in the air, but defensively as a cornerback, Rob Ryder was really a lockdown corner. And that's a nice run from Armani Bones, the freshman. As we said before, one of the freshman phenoms that made our list. Yes. And also Carmelo McKenzie. He's also out there, number 62, I believe. He's on the defensive side. He's not out there currently, but he's a starter. So, yeah, so going into that game between Central and York High, they have so many historical rivalry games, and they know each other very well. It's one of those games that, everybody in York County and Adams pretty much look forward to watching. And this place should be packed next week. We should have thousands of views as well, so this should be great.
James McBride with the catch.
And that's a
in for the
touchdown.
score. A 24-yard touchdown reception for James McBride Jr.
Great slant play, great pass. Sam Stoner adds to his resume with another touchdown pass. Great job to James McBride Jr.
Yes, and that should seal the deal.
Oh, yeah.
For York High with that score. Make it 4 touchdowns, I think, on the year now for James McBride Jr.
James McBride Jr. is having a great year so far. He's getting some looks from different colleges as well. And what are we going to do here? We're going to give the ball to Armani Bones.
Well, a 2-point conversion here.
2-point conversion.
Let's go back to James McBride Jr. In and out of his hands.
The 2-point conversion try is no good.
Want to give a big shout out to our guy Cisco Soto. He's down there at the.
I did see him
on the end.
He's down there
taking some pictures.
Lane, by the way,
Brock Lane
is down there as well, and
Brock Lane travels with York High. Make sure his edits and his highlights are top tier.
Well, we got here pregame. Tyler was down in the field. Fox 43 was down here as well pregame, and of course you mentioned the media.
And Tyler, again, you brought up a great point about the losses that Southwestern has this year. This is a big lopsided loss for them in this particular game. But talk a little bit about the teams they did lose against and how it really won't super duper affect them moving forward.
I mean, look, if that forward pass was called at the beginning of this game, we could have been looking at a different game tonight. But they lost to Central York and lost to Dallastown, 2 6A schools who are playoff teams. Dallastown still has a chance to make it into the playoffs if they hold on against Spring Grove tonight.
And
that's
then
a big
need
win
to win
for them.
at Red Lion
Yeah,
as well.
You
really,
can win
to
at
close
Red
the season.
Lion. And this York High team, you got a running back tonight who had almost 5 touchdowns. He should have had 6 if 2 of them didn't get called back. And big
That's
return
Damon
here.
Ogden with a return out near midfield.
Yeah, if I'm Southwestern, if I'm the coaching staff, I wouldn't be worried because I still got another week to prepare for the playoffs. I'm still getting into the playoffs is hard enough. This Southwestern team has turned around in recent years. They were a dead program a few years ago. So shout out to this coaching staff and this senior class for continuing to fight for what they want.
And as you said, Tyler, this Southwestern team is senior heavy. And a lot of guys are going to be graduating this year. So they got to put everything on the field and do their best that they can do. I think at this point in time we're at running clock because York High is up by 35 points. So it's going to be a running clock for the rest of the game.
Nobody thought last year that Exeter would win the 5A district championship against Governor Mifflin after they got blown out back-to-back years by Governor Mifflin and the #1 player in the nation, Nick Singleton. But somebody's always going to look past you. So if they can sneak up on somebody who's going to look past them in the first and second round, the Southwestern team has potential. They could possibly still make a run at the district championship in 5A. 5A is wide open. There is no set-in-stone #1 contender in 5A, and that's just not in YIA. That's across the entire District 3.
You're correct.
There's a lot of coaching changes. There was a huge coaching carousel in 5A last year. It's wide open, and it's going to be exciting. I'm sure there'll be a couple York County teams that are going to hang around pretty long in the playoffs, and we're going to get to broadcast them. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Austin Rollman with the carry.
Yeah, Tyler, that's going to be a lot of fun, man. And like I said, you're a perfect addition to our Sports Shooting Stars team. So really appreciate everything you bring to the table, man. I want to give some, like I said, a little bit about State College. You know, State College right now is beating Cumberland Valley, but they also beat Harrisburg last week, and they're undefeated. So that State College team is nothing to play with, and they're putting up some big-time, you know, numbers against some 1 and 2 teams in district rankings. Big shout out to Jay Mills for that. Also, we have Rob Rideout that's watching the game here tonight. Big shout out to Rob Rideout. He's watching the game. So, you know, we'll give you some recognition, man, for everything you did for the York Bearcats.
I think Rob helped us out a little bit in one of our seasons, correct? Wasn't he involved with us earlier in one of our seasons, if memory serves? I know we've had some players come in and out of our
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was
booth,
Rob,
right?
though, but because he's usually a player, and he went straight up to Millersville right after that.
We may have had him up in the booth as an interview when he was at Millersville, if I recall. Yeah, it's
You guys can check Rob Rideout out as well. He does some video editing, Rob Vids. Check him out on Instagram. I don't know if he has a Facebook, but, you know, check him out. He's doing some things, you know, in the video world. Like to see guys staying positive and progressive. Southwestern with the ball. 2nd and 9 with a pitch. Not much going. And York High just snuffed that out very fast.
brought down.
Also want to give a big shout out to the Southwestern fans and everybody that's tuning in from Hanover and Southern Pennsylvania.
17331 zip code.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us.
It was a pleasure filming your team here tonight. Had a great
First time
opportunity.
to have Southwestern. And I'm sure they were hoping for maybe a better performance tonight, but they'll be back next week as they take on Spring Grove to close out the regular season.
And Southwestern, they came across a better team tonight, which is York High. York High's, you know, 6-game win streak. You know, they're doing a great job. York High started the season off with two losses against Woodland Hills and I believe Hempfield. Yeah, so, big time hit.
Down hard.
Aggressive by number 90.
Roman. Tackle for a loss by number 99, Upson.
Azir Upson.
Number
Matthew
99,
Parker both in on that
Upson.
hard hit as the pads are popping here with just under 2 minutes to go as the clock continues to tick. Your score, York High 52, Southwestern 14.
Also want the fans that's watching on the YouTube link, go ahead and give us your player of the game nominees.
Timeout, Mustangs.
Timeout Southwestern with 1:12 to go. That's the Mustangs' first timeout.
And you see the fans starting to file out here tonight at Smalls Field. And if the fans are watching at home, give us some updates of some scores around the league or who you believe should be the player of the game. This particular game was a very, very well-balanced York High team here tonight. Defense, offense, and also special teams. They did a little bit of everything. I think this is the perfect game that they should have going into that next week matchup against Central York. Central York blew out Reading tonight, 44-8, and pretty much York High blew out Southwestern 52-14.
Yeah,
And
no doubt. I'd like to give a shout out to Patrick Kane from Southwestern, who's really excited. Maybe not so much about the loss here for his Mustangs, but
no doubt,
just the simple fact that Southwestern's been profiled on
yeah,
Sports Shooting Stars.
and we'll be doing some more Southwestern games here in the future. And Southwestern punting game has been on fire.
They've had plenty of bounces go their way.
But here's the kick though. York High gets the ball at the 5-yard line, 2-yard line, and goes 99 yards, 94 yards for touchdown. So
no
one
doubt
positive
about it.
note for Southwestern is their kicking game. Their punting game has been on fire so far in this matchup.
And it appears to me as if Jaheem White's on his feet down there talking to his teammates.
Good.
And, of course, he'll get ready next week. to play Central York here at Smalls Athletic Field. I'm sure it'll be a hot ticket next week, but
it's gonna
if
be
you
crazy.
choose to maybe stay and watch in the comfort of your own home, Sports Shooting Stars, we bring the game to you next week.
I'm pretty
we'll
sure
be doing plenty of social media sharing upcoming.
And
with
your
that
guy
big
had the
matchup.
ball here a few times.
Montrez Jackson with a carry.
He's just a downhill runner,
Yeah.
Montrez Jackson. And that should be the last play of the game for the Bearcats. It was a great 4 quarters for the Bearcats. That's the type of game you want going into the game next week, the county championship. The county championship will be against York High versus Central York.
Had a big win tonight over Reading, and of course York High with a big win here over Southwestern.
Central York 8-1. York High is going to advance to 6-2. They missed one game this year because they didn't have a team scheduled.
They did not, no, they don't. But boy, what a matchup. And we thank you for tuning in tonight, sports fans. Your final score tonight, York High 52, Southwestern 14. As the players from both teams meet at midfield.
Most likely for the Division I championship.
As we'll give you some highlights from today's game and a recap.
Fans, tune in as we're going to go down and have a post-game interview
from today's game here
with the coach and also with our player of the game, who we're still voting to see who's going to be our player of the game.
Well, let's give some stats here from Sam Stoner, 13 for 24 for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jaheem White finished his night with 19 carries for 191 yards and 3 touchdowns. And let's not forget that big 85-yard kickoff return for a score. David Ward had 8 receptions for 117 yards for 1 touchdown. 15, I tell you, rushes for York High versus 5 rushes for Southwestern. Going through the turnovers here, 2 turnovers for Southwestern, 1 for York High. And Southwestern a total of 6 punts due for an average of 44 yards. As the York High marching band entertains the fans here and the players as they line up. Want to remind the fans again, next week, Sports Shooting Stars will be right here at Smalls Athletic Field as Central York invades to take on York High. And a big matchup should be for the Division I crown next week. Sports Shooting Stars will be plugging it on various social media platforms. As my broadcast partner, Dew Jones, yours truly making our way down to the sideline to talk to some play.
Joseph and Jaheem White.
We made our way down from the broadcast booth down to the sidelines here. My broadcast partner, Du Jones, Tyler Stroney is here, and we're awaiting our players of the game. Oh, yeah, let's. Du, do you care to talk a little bit about our players of the game with our viewers here tonight?
Yeah, our player of the game tonight is definitely going to be Jaheem White, Florida, of course. He had a great. Well, you got his stats right next to you, Todd, so you're going to knock it out real fast. And also, Jakai Joseph, he did a great job here tonight. Hey, fans, how's it going? Jakai Joseph did a great job here tonight. And also, Tyler, you got another guy that you voted that, you know, kind of underneath the radar, but did a great job on the offensive line.
Yeah, Michael McDonald, you know, that guy, every play he was putting somebody on the ground. You know, there was not a play I looked down and saw him, you know, he didn't lose a single battle out there tonight. So shout out to him clearing the way for the running back, you know, rack up those touchdowns tonight.
Michael McMonigal, he has 2 offers right now, Old Dominion and Marshall as an offensive lineman.
Yeah, you know, he's a little bit undersized, but he's really great in the run game, and he's even better in the passing game. He's got great footwork. He's got great upper body strength. You know, he's definitely one of the better offensive linemen in the 717, maybe in the whole state right now. And he's young. He's got a lot of time to develop. So, you know, from one man to another, you know, they're always building new offensive linemen here as well at York High.
Well, here no stranger. I mean, we're going to have one right here. Jump up in here in the middle here, Jaheem White. No stranger. How you feeling, man?
Oh, he went back there. They were going to change the stuff.
Well, we're joined by Jaheem White, and no stranger to this program. How about it, Jaheem? Your thoughts on tonight's win?
We all came out and played as a team like always. Defense, they really impressed. We stepped out. We got multiple stops, and we upped the score.
No doubt about it. Nearly 200 yards rushing, actually 19 carries, 191 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns, and let's talk about that 85-yard kickoff return.
Now, the kickoff return, that was crazy. I didn't think I was going to do that. But, like, when I saw the hold and I saw the field, I was like, I got to go. Like, it was a must.
Absolutely. And, like, going into, you know, I saw you was a little bit hobbled out there a little bit, man. Some people want to know, was it your ankle? Was it a hamstring injury? Or, you know, what was going on? I saw you kind of hobble through the tunnel.
Yeah, it was a cramp. That shit, it was it got stuck, and it was just like, it got locked, and it wouldn't go away. But it got better. I just got to drink water and just rehab for real.
And get ready for next week, a big game next week. Your thoughts looking ahead to Central?
It's going to be a good game. You know, I got my family over there. You know, we just going to come out and play and just be like, it's a battle for real.
Well, a lot of fans are watching it here tonight, man. They give you a lot of credit, as they always do, man. They're watching greatness, man. Like I said, it's a pleasure to watch you play football, bro, on some real stuff. And the Basketball Warehouse want to give you away a $65 voucher. I'm going to send this to your phone. Okay. It's a recovery. They have the compression pants and all that other stuff. So you go in there and you have you know, you can recover really well. So shout out to the Basketball Warehouse, Brandon, LB, and family. And like I said, I'll send that straight to your link, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
No doubt,
Anything
man.
else you'd like to say to the fans that are watching before you go get warmed up in the locker room?
Shout out to my family. Grind for better, long live Elmo, man.
No doubt, man. Good job,
Jaheem White, great. Come on in here, guys. I mean, Mike McMonigal, we talked about this big guy. Hey, man, I'll tell you what. Your thoughts on Tyler, why don't you open things up with some questions to the big man?
I love watching you play, man. You are one of the better offensive linemen in this county. Talk about the recruitment process you've been going through. You know, you flew under the radar at the beginning, but now you're starting to pick up some leverage here.
Yeah, last day of my sophomore year last year, I got my first offer from Marshall. Then Old Dominion came a few weeks later. Then just last Thursday or Wednesday, I think, I got an offer from Towson. So it's been exciting, you know, to get.
Well, Joe Nelson's down there and taking care of business down there with Towson, and it looks like you were taking care of business tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely exciting to get an offer from Towson because a friend of mine, Joe Nelson, graduated last year, got the offer. He committed there. He was doing pretty good down there, so it was, you know, nice to get the offer from there.
Now, one question I have for you is, how do you prepare for games? Because obviously it's different preparing as a lineman than it is as a receiver or a quarterback. What are some things you do in your daily routine that are different from what your teammates do?
I mean, I try to eat great every morning, have a good hearty breakfast, stretch in the morning before I leave for school, go to school, have a good lunch, and then come on the field, get something light to eat before game, and then stretch again, and then just get locked in for the game.
One more question I got for you. What's it like blocking for Jaheem White, you know?
It feels great. It feels just great to do. You know, when you have a great block and he hits it big for usually a touchdown, it feels great, you know. Yeah.
And
Well, real quick, man, from Parma's Pizza, Darren Bonaquista will give you a free pizza, man. So you go check that out. Did a great job here tonight. Like I said, we'd like to recognize you guys. And if you have anything you want to say to anybody that's watching here tonight, your family or anybody like that, here's your chance.
I don't know what to say. Hey, everyone. People from school, my family, thank you for supporting me. Thank you to the coaches and everything. Amen.
This is Mike McGonigal here, big presence with York High. We have another player, right there behind. Join us in the fray here. Come on in. Ja'Kai Joseph, 42-yard touchdown, or interception, I should say. You probably were hoping for a touchdown. Your thoughts on that big play?
Man, I ain't going to lie. I caught it and was just running. I was just running. My back started hurting a little bit, but I fought through it. I just kept running. When he grabbed me, he grabbed me.
And that was a momentum killer there, really, for Southwestern, and a big play for you. Now, looking ahead to Central, your thoughts with the Central York Panthers next week?
Man, we just got to prepare. We just got to go out and do our best every time, every game.
Well, Ja'Kai, you did a great job out there, man. Like I said, a lot of our votes to get are from the fans, and the fans voted you as one of the player of the games. So, 1 second, Todd.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, go ahead. Give you player of the game shirt. And again, just to remind you, man, these player of the game shirts only go to the best players in the county, man. So some of these guys, like I said, Jaheem, Bo, and a lot of other guys have wore these jerseys, man. And like I said, we'd like to give you one to here tonight, man. It's a great job.
Well earned, no doubt about it. There, a little defensive shout out here.
Yep, you can put it up right there. Like I said, we're live right now on TV. So if you want to say anything to your family, your mom, dad, uncle, cousins.
Man, I love everybody that support me. If you support me, I'll support you. I mean, that's it.
All right, man, work real hard. You got one more game next week as far as the regular season. You got to turn up against Central York. It's going to be at your home field. You do a great job. And like I said, you guys are pretty much playing 4 quarters of football tonight. Offense, defense, special team, all phases you guys are rocking and rolling. You're going into next game, prepared and ready to go. So good luck.
Good luck.
All right, man.
Rest of the way.
See you later,
man.
We'll
be here next week, so give it your all tonight.
Good job, man.
And next
See
week.
you later.
Yep. There we go,
Yep, and as always, we're pretty much one of the There's Coach Stone over there with his guys and stuff like that.
Kai Joseph with a big one tonight, saying, yep, and walking off. And great night for the Bearcats. And, of course, next week, it's going to be a big one here, right here on this playing field.
Yeah, absolutely. Next week, it'll be Central versus York High. Like I said, that's pretty much the county championship the last 4 years, I believe. Tyler Stone, you wasn't part of some of those games, and you know how big that matchup can be. And bragging rights to, moving forward out the county, it's real big who wins that game. And, what's the mindset going into a game like that the week prior going into a game against York High?
Every year, I bet both coaches on both sides say this: let's just end this thing once and for all and become the dominant team and take over the county for the next 10 years. Every year, both these teams manage to claw their way back into the conversation where this is the county championship game, and it's going to be a fun one. And we got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. We got 2 talented rosters, 2 great coaching staffs. Man, it's going to be rocking Friday night.
And just to add on that, every year you have different teams that come out and play real well, but you see the pretenders and you see the guys that really are there. And every year it seems like it's York High, Central York, York High. Yep. And next week it's going to be all about that. But tonight, York High did their thing.
They did it against Southwestern.
Southwestern fans, thanks for tuning in here tonight. Like I said, we had a great time filming you guys, and we should see you guys sometime in the future as well. And for Dude Jones, I'm signing off.
Todd Edwards.
Tyler Stroney, let's get it.
Next Friday right here at Smalls Athletic Field. Have a good night.